What's up, people? You're listening to the 2PRO1SLOW podcast, brought to you by Factory Image Racing. Check them out on Instagram at Factory Image Racing. They offer a huge range of hard parts, service parts, tools, and more.
Welcome back to episode 15, I do believe, and we've got a guest, Matt Jones, with us.
Special guest,
actually, yeah.
Bit of a weak intro to
Sorry, special. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do then, because probably from having Matt on here, we're going to end up with some new people that listen to our show that are mountain bike fans.
We might as well all do and have an introduction.
Well introduce himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is Billy. He rides bikes quite well.
Hello, Billy.
This is Tommy. He also rides bikes quite well.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello, Matt. Billy does enduro.
I'm Ed. I don't ride bikes very well.
I do enduro. Me and Tommy ride motorbikes as well. You just said bikes, didn't you?
Well, you ride all the bikes because you think you're a mountain biker. That's why we got Matt here to tell you actually you're not a mountain biker.
Just ruining my dreams. I ride enduro, which has a headlight, and over a longer period of time. Thomas rides motocross,
I've never heard enduro described as has a headlight.
I've got Matt. I just go fast around in circles.
It's not really circles.
No, different kind of circles.
I sat with a chap who goes fast in circles today on an interview.
Who's that?
Ty.
Woofy.
Yeah, Woofy. We did an interview together at the NAC.
Woofy.
Woofy was there today. He wants to come. He wants to come ride. He wants to come ride the enduro track at Ed's house.
He'd beat you.
Bill, can you help Matt just with this mic? You might need it pulling a bit closer towards him.
You have to pretty much eat.
You have to wear these. It's not that loud in here.
Well, we can turn you up. Can you hear?
I could hear with them off.
Yeah. Oh, you can take them off.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear them.
I like it with it on. It makes it more of a special.
Just undo the thing for him, Bill, on the side, and pull it up to you, closer to you.
You did that, didn't you?
No.
There we go. Then you won't have to lean forward so much.
Maybe just a seat in.
You've just done this once, Matt. I have to sit on these chairs and these fucking mics every single episode.
It's gnarly the back, isn't it?
Back's fucked. You think you're slouching and then you give it all that and you back up and then you just
you've got a lever underneath. You could lower yourself down.
You know what we should get? I know we've got a lovely desk, which was very nice. We need a sofa and get the headphones with the microphone attached to them.
Yeah, that'd be so much better.
You could stay on the desk, and me and Tom could just sit in the background like an office chair,
or like a proper chair, like where you have a back on it,
like an office
just
chair,
anything with lumbar support. When he walked in, I said to Ed, "God, he's tall, isn't he? Like, he's tall." I thought he's actually shrunk just because of the chair.
You have to slouch over it.
Two people today posture. Have come up to us and said, "Wow, you're taller than on the video." One said, "Come up to us and said, I love the vlog, but my goodness, you're tall." And then the other one just said, "You're a big guy in person, aren't you?" So
your shoes have got a bit of a heel today.
How tall are you?
6'2", I think, 188 centimeters.
I'm 6 foot, I think.
Seen his shoes? I clocked him straight away from Lewis Hamilton.
Well, the shoe, I took the piss out of his shoes a minute ago, bless him.
Furry gold things.
Gold zip.
They're from my winter shoes, that's why they've got fur. Keep you warm.
Come on, let's have one off. Let's have a quick look at it.
Run us through the gold zip while you talk about your fur.
They're smart shoes, he said.
They're my smart shoes.
They're fashion shoes.
They're fucking awful.
What brand are they? What sort of mate? Fucking heavy.
It's quality.
Got a gold zip on them, man.
Yeah, it's 24 carat, that. Giuseppe.
Giuseppe,
yeah. No budget spared on them.
Got a lot of fur in them.
Yeah, that's the appeal, to be honest, the fur.
Before we get on to all things Matt Jones, let's just have a little recap about your last week and a half, 2 weeks, Bill, because it's been entertaining from the WhatsApp
Yeah, I'm sure
chat.
it's been fucking hilarious for you lot. Just getting further updates of another hospital, or still no news, or return to hospital, then food poisoning, and then came home to do a race.
Now start at the start. Start from where it was all going so well in Spain, and then from the door.
The initial downhill spiral.
Yeah.
Right. So just give you a bit of context as to where we were, what we're doing. Been in Spain for a few weeks. Tested for Super Enduro. Got my bike feeling pretty good. Suspension feeling good. Team left. Stan went back to Italy. I got left to my own devices in Spain to train. Have you done now? I'm having another go at that.
No, and then he plays it.
Yeah,
this is an Instavid.
I've noticed. But is that you want another attempt, or are you happy with just the two you've already done to put off?
No, this one's good.
Right. So anyway, left to my own devices in Spain. Training Super Enduro is going well. A few days testing. It started to rain in Barcelona, so there's a new indoor track opened in Madrid, which was like 6 hours away, which I thought we might as well go and ride it because we weren't going to ride in Barcelona because of the rain. Headed there, rode the night we got there. Went pretty good. Did a seat bouncer with some tyres and put it on Instagram and got a load of views, so that was good. Next day,
then I watched that, and then Johnny done it way better, but you got your video out before Johnny.
Johnny didn't seat bounce it in his video.
Well, no, you just done it nice. Send it.
Yeah, well, I was doing it standing up, but just the whole technical concept of it.
Did you say to him, please let me post mine first?
No, but
because if he had posted his before, it would have took the limelight off of your video.
Can you let him finish his story?
Yeah,
go back to Instagram video.
Everyone was commenting on yours because they thought it was special.
Yeah, I will admit that. But some local Spanish guy did it 3 weeks earlier, to be honest, who no one had ever heard of.
But just didn't get the views. So then you felt like the first one still.
No, I didn't feel like the first one. If he's not going to be listening to this, but give him his credit. Some random Spanish guy I'd never heard of had done it.
Some fast Spaniards, even when you go to motocross.
What was I going to say? So anyway, the next day comes and riding, did a couple of motors. Johnny was fucking around, wanted to change his tyre or something, so I said, I'd filmed the vlog while we're there. It still hasn't came out yet because it still hasn't had an ending, which you're going to find out about in a minute anyway. So he was fucking around changing the tyre. I said, I'll put my GoPro on and do a couple of laps for the vlog while I'm here. So doing a couple of half-arse laps really, just for the vlog, talking a little bit, trying to show what the track was like. Got a little bit squirrely in the logs. Bear in mind this is an indoor track, so it's in like a barn.
They're all at it now, look.
Getting a little bit squirrely.
Instagram video.
Story or main?
Hey?
Story or main?
Neither yet.
Got a bit twisted up, clipped the side of the building, the door, rather hard, and cut my arm. Again, not particularly big, just I could tell it was quite deep. It hurt a little bit, but miraculously I was uninjured other than what appeared to be a superficial wound. So
appeared is a key word.
Yeah, I'm just thinking this story's got an awful. I feel like I've been talking for about 10 minutes and there's an awful lot of it left. So anyway,
that's quite good. Like normally it's a load of shit what you say, but this is actually quite interesting.
Ed's actually already told me the story 2 minutes after I met you, and he managed to pull it together in 90 seconds, and it was quite enjoyable.
Speed it up.
Bill drags it out.
I'll speed it up a bit now. So anyway,
hit a door, got food poisoning.
Hit the door. Ate dinner straight after hitting the door for overall. I ripped my radiator off and flattened my front pipe, so that was me done riding for the day anyway. And that was the last day we were there riding. So I thought, I'll eat lunch and then I'll go to hospital, get some stitches, and all would be well. So we ate lunch, went to the first hospital, who we'd already called in advance to see if there was a doctor there that could stitch it, and then they said yes. Waited there for an hour, and then the woman said, no, can't stitch it, you need an x-ray. I said, I don't think there's anything broken, just needs stitched, just cut, no, need an x-ray. She gives a piece of paper, sent us to another hospital, and it's in like about an hour from Madrid, in middle of nowhere, like proper little ghosty towns. Not a single person in either hospital spoke English. I was literally communicating via Google Translate, which was a thrill. Went to the next hospital. They started cleaning it.
He's not sped this story up, has he?
Can't speed it. It's impossible for him to speed a story up.
They started cleaning it. Blood started squirting out of it.
So we didn't need that.
They wouldn't stitch it. I don't really know why. But then I had to go to Italy the next day anyway to go to ECMA. So I stayed in Madrid, changed my flight, which was meant to be from Barcelona, to fly from Madrid the next day to Italy. Woke up the next morning with food poisoning, puking, shitting, just felt like I was going to die. Got dropped off at the airport, still hadn't had my arm stitched up with a big hole in it, also dying of food poisoning. Got to Italy, to the hotel. I was meant to go to a dinner with Aero, and died, passed out in the hotel room, didn't make it to the dinner, said I can't attend this dinner, I feel so bad. Woke up the next morning to go and get stitches in my arm at a doctor I knew in Italy. He stitched us up, sent us on my way. I was meant to go to ECMA in the afternoon for an autograph signing. I was still too ill to even attend. I went to the team workshop and slept all day. So if anyone came to see us at ECMA, I do apologise. What are you laughing at?
Fucking hurry up. Get to the punchline.
But what even is the punchline?
There is no punchline.
You missed
exactly. So then anyway, I flew home. I was meant to fly to Germany.
I forgot what happened at the beginning.
Yeah,
so on that long. Like I don't even know what happened in the story.
This has been a really bad. Anyway,
I feel like I've lived it with him.
Yeah.
And it is rough.
It's supposed to be about Matt, this podcast.
Yeah,
it was a rough week.
It was a rough week here, there, and everywhere. In the end, nothing ended up happening. I flew back to the UK because I was supposed to be riding the tough one at the weekend, which was last weekend. which I didn't think I was going to do at the time, because the next day I woke up, my arm was full of fluid and swelled up massive. I went to hospital, tried to get them to drain it. They wouldn't drain it. Didn't feel very well. Arm was massive. Woke up the Sunday morning, still ended up riding
You
the
were
tough
still
one.
in hospital at 10 o'clock, though, on Saturday night before the tough one, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, about 7:30, 8 o'clock we left.
Just say 10.
10, 11. Barely got to sleep. I got back. Still ended up riding the tough one. I guess I thought my arm was fine, but I guess I just wasn't pushing particularly hard, because I then flew back to Spain on the Monday.
Night and nearly dusted you up, mate, of all the videos I've seen.
Yeah, he wasn't far off.
Now you're saying you weren't pushing.
Well, I didn't think I was until I flew back to Spain on the Monday. Ed dropped us off at the airport. Flew back to Spain Monday. Attempted to ride Super Enduro Tuesday and couldn't make a lap. Like, I had 3 attempts at riding. Had first attempt, got dressed, thought my arm's a bit stiff, but it was fine at the tough one. It's going to be fine out here. Came on the track, did a lap, missing all the obstacles, just doing the corners. Jumped into the matrix, triple, hit the next double, and just my arm just collapsed to the handlebars. And I just, oh no, this isn't very good. I went back to the van, took my helmet off, and had a drink for a little bit. I think I've had some cold cream or biofreeze or something. I put a bit of that on my elbow, thought, right, it might be better
Icy
now.
hot.
Something like that, one of them. Put a bit of that on my arm, had another go.
You should have put some Voltarol on it.
Did a different. The other matrix again tripled in. Did hit the next double.
12 minutes into the story.
Oh no, it still hurts. No good. I went back to the van, had some Haribos. Third attempt at riding, still didn't make a lap, and thought, this is really bad. My arm's really sore, and I've got a Super Enduro world round this weekend. So I went to the doctors. Who scanned it, did an ultrasound, and seen there was 2 hematomas in my elbow, and it was back. So yeah, my back's. I've got an incredible hunch forward on.
You
Usually
need
going
to
for
put your mic up.
You're going for but you're going for the backwards approach. If this front one's all right, you might look like an idiot, but I'm not that bad.
Sometimes when you just give up, it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you mean give up with this story, or give up?
No, we're nearly there.
That was a subliminal message.
We're nearly at the end of the story. Just hold tight on the story front. So went to the doctor.
These mountain bikers watching are going to go, this bloke.
Yeah. We've got new fans, and all you've done is
Can I just
dribble
jump
on.
in? The one thing that took my interest, what's the tough one?
So the tough one, that's a good.
There you go, Matt. You've asked a question now. Another 10 minutes will be gone.
I get what Super Enduro is, I think. What's the tough one?
The tough one is a extreme enduro, so like an outdoor race in Wales. Is one of the original kind of, I was going to say British races, but like original races, full stop. Really, it's been around like 15 years.
Is it hard? Really hard?
It's pretty tough.
It's not as,
but you know,
it's not like as extreme as some.
It's not as extreme as some of them. Ed would get round. Right. It's hard to, like, in a multi-lap race, whatever, it gets slippy. I think you would both get around a lap, to be honest.
Really?
Like, obviously, it's been going. It's a pretty similar track for the last 15 years, and you think about bikes and tires and how everything's evolved in 15 years. Like, but it's still difficult. But again, it's definitely not the hardest race, but it's quite an iconic race and quite a big one in England. So
got it.
Yeah. Right, so here we go.
No.
What we're going to do is we're going to time him. You've got 2 minutes to finish this story.
Oh, no, well, that's,
and then ad break?
I'm not.
Yeah, we might as well.
I'm not going to operate under such pressures. I'm just going to go at my own pace.
Quick, you're 3 seconds in.
Where did I get up to? So I went to see the doctor.
Like the end.
I went to see the doctor. He said, come back and see another doctor tomorrow morning. Came back to see another doctor the next morning, and he said, come back tonight and I'll give you, you need surgery to have it drained, the hematomas, cut out your arm. There's an infection as well, which we're going to cut out, and something else to my elbow. So went back on the Wednesday night, had the operation, had to stay in hospital on the drip overnight so I could have lots of antibiotics on a drip. They left a pipe in it as well, so I had to stay in hospital all day Thursday until Thursday night when they could remove the pipe. So that meant I missed my flight to Poland, so then I had to fly to another airport, which was 4 hours away from the arena on Friday morning. Then I had to get my hire car. I drove 4 hours to the arena Friday night, did the race on Saturday, and ended up winning all 3 races and was very happy. And that brings us to the present day.
Yeah, that was the best bit. That
51
was good,
seconds you wrap that bit up in.
Yeah, that was good at the end.
Yeah,
I
maybe
got
it's
into
the
it at the
final
end.
crescendo.
Maybe I should have performed under pressure from the start.
Yeah, you should have.
I feel like such an idiot for the last 10 minutes.
That was good. Well done.
You can download that entire story on your e-readers at home.
That was good. You had a tough week. I'll give you that. And then
a drama-filled couple of weeks, but anyway, hopefully I'm near the end of it.
And you probably earned 15 grand in that week.
I
That's
fucking
good going.
wish, yeah. With the fucking missed flights, surgeries and the lot. You
spent a bit
I'm struggling to fucking break even at this rate.
Yeah.
But we're leading the championship, so that's all that matters.
No,
do it
you,
for the
you
love.
performed well. I had a tough weekend
you had a
because I
tough
spent
Saturday.
£7 on his race to watch it.
£7.
Yeah, I spent £7 on his race, and I missed the first race because I was debating spending the £7. I was like, Ed had bought it, and I said, Ed, send me a login. And he's like, nah. I'm not.
Ed wasn't risking
Ed
being
wasn't
kicked off.
risking it.
You know, I tried it on my phone. It booted me off my laptop. So then I thought, no, I'm not.
So I
doing
missed
it.
Super Pole, missed race 1, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy it. And anyway, got on about 5 minutes before his second race, and £7 well spent. I didn't even watch the third race because I thought I'd have my money's worth.
Yeah, second race was horrendous, but I'd imagine if you're watching
Just
it
for
at
a
home,
quick one, that for anyone, our new mountain bike fans that have now listened to all that drivel, Bill raced a race that's 7 minutes long.
yeah, 6 minutes plus a lap. So
6 minutes plus a lap. He started last, crashed 3 times, and still won it. So it's quite entertaining.
No way.
more than 3. I think
worth
even more
watching
than
the
3
race.
times. But
In a 7-minute race,
Just-
you still won.
yeah, just
He's
like
that
even
much
for the
faster.
enduro
He's good.
guys,
What?
Super Enduro is very
Worth watching
it's
the
very
race.
exciting. It especially the second race, because so you do qualifying top 7, go on the front row for the first race and the last race, but the second race you have to start on the back row. So like the slowest qualified set off first.
Oh, yeah, so it'd be like, pole man goes
So
last.
I
It'd be
was
like
pulled,
Hamilton
so I
starting
was last to the
Yeah,
grid
yeah.
for the second race.
More exciting.
And so like the first lap's just carnage. Second lap it filters through a little bit. Then by the third lap the race kind of starts, but obviously then half the race is over. So it's like a drama for the
Yeah.
last few laps. But I remember like going up the stairs on the second lap. Colton was in the lead, and then it was like me, Johnny, Manny, Taddy, all going up the stairs together. And I was thinking this is going to be a good race to watch. I remember like that was actually going through my head.
What, you
On
had
the
it-
first lap, you actually took it surprisingly easy.
Yeah, that's I like to start 3 seconds after everyone else on the second row start, and I just
Yeah, but then even the first lap, I counted you like 8th, and then all of a sudden,
I
it just went
fucked-
bang.
I stalled it in the rocks and fell off the side of the rocks,
Oh, is that why you come round still far back?
and I was
that
still
one?
like last. But
Yeah.
yeah, second race I always falls up the drama, and then I got my finger out and I rode very good in the last race.
Let's wrap this show up then.
Yeah,
Thanks
there we
for
go.
coming,
That's
Matt.
my week. Yeah,
Do you have teammates in the same race?
yeah. So
I don't know a lot about it, guys.
Yeah,
sorry.
me and Colton, who's my teammate, he was in second until the second last corner. Well,
How much do you support each other, like
they
with
don't.
strategy, like F1? You know, that you don't block or
no strategy. In
Seeing
that-
as he punted him off
do you
the
hate
track.
him?
No,
No.
no. This
You don't like many of them. And actually, you've got friends
that's
in
bullshit.
that.
Enduro is
you've got
actually
friends,
a very
yeah.
friendly atmosphere in terms of the paddock
Do you know what I
life.
will say, which I thought was quite good? You were all on the podium, and two of you waited for the other person to open a champagne so you could all spray them together.
Yeah,
Thought
all
that was quite
synchronised.
nice.
It always looks better when everyone's doing it together on a podium, doing it. When one person blows the load first, and then one comes late, and then one can't even get his poppies laid. It's just a shit show, innit? So
Yeah, no.
but not really. There's not really too much animosity amongst the paddock. Even not teammates are kind of friends. And
Let's change the subject now.
Yeah.
What's it like in the mountain bike world for animosity?
I would love to say it's carnage, but it's pretty good. Everyone gets on.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's not a race either.
I was
Everyone
gonna
starts
say
and
it.
finishes on their own. You know.
Yeah.
That's what's fascinated me about racing. I can't imagine that you can get on with everyone.
No, you don't get on with everyone.
I look at Verstappen and Hamilton right now. They look like they can't even think for hating each other that much.
Tommy
No.
had that with Jeffrey Erlins. They used to not talk.
Because you're
hate,
actually
pure
against that
hate.
person there and then. Like
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure downhill racing and mountain biking's like it too. Well, no, even they don't race. Downhill's not a race; it's a time trial.
yeah,
No, and when they get to the bottom, they hug each other and high five.
Yeah,
and-
because they've still led
Even-
their own race. But yeah, you guys can't do your own race. 'cause
problem is in
the
ours-
variables out there are everyone
If
else.
someone hit someone one time or cut him up, and then he's like, and
They
then
get a
you
bit
feel-
upset about passing. If you put dirty passes on and get known for being a dirty passer, then they'd get the arse.
Yeah, I get it.
but even Enduro doesn't. I can't think of an intense rivalry in it. For some reason, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, you are right.
And especially in Super Enduro, smash into each other left, right, and centre.
So Matt, a lot of questions I got. We did do a thing online, but I will do some of them later. But one of the ones that was quite common was sort of how did you get into mountain biking or becoming pro? Really, how did you get into it?
Get into the sport, but like become pro. I guess. that's different.
I guess you got to get into it to become pro. So
Yeah.
let's start at the start.
Right. Big part of it. I got a twin brother. You've met him, Jono.
Yeah.
Jono Jones. So
Sound one.
yeah, he's all right. You couldn't afford him today, but
No.
he runs his own QVC channel. I know you guys plug and sell a lot of stuff, but he's into that too. So yeah, we just discovered jumps in the woods. No, actually, alongside my parents buying us BMXs and taking us to a BMX race. We
Yeah.
only did that once. found mountain bike jumps in the woods that people were building at Woburn. You guys, you've been to Woburn?
Never been.
Never.
It's
I wanna
pretty cool.
go.
It's like an OG UK spot. It's just built by locals. It's rad. And that was luckily a mile from our house, so we were pretty hooked. And then went there weekends. My mum would sit on a tree stump reading a newspaper and just let us crack on. We'd probably 9 or 10. And then as we got older, school holidays come around, you can pedal there. And we just didn't give up. But the funny thing is, neither of us knew it was a sport, really. It's like enjoying playing in the woods outside your house or in the garden or a tree you might like to climb. It was just something that was there that we enjoyed. And then discovered mountain bike movies, magazines, and you realise it's a bit more of a thing. But it never was like anything more than a hobby.
You were competed though first. Is that how you became pro? Really, like through a competition side of it?
I did. 4-cross racing, which is like mountain bike equivalent of BMX track racing. There's 4 people, hence 4-cross. We did it for a couple of years. That was rad.
Doesn't really happen anymore, does it? I went to watch the downhill at Fort William a few times, and that was always it was always sick to watch. But
there's a 4-cross track at Chicksand's, isn't there?
Yeah.
Now I think about it, you don't see any of that anymore, really.
No, it's still there, but it's not
like
it's not picked up.
like downhillers, and everyone used to do it as well on a night time, wouldn't they? Before the World Cup,
So they race on the same.
Nah, it's like
4 people at once down a track. It's jumpy. Do you know BMX racing?
It's like a mix between mountain bikes and BMX.
No, I actually think that's a bit you'd enjoy that.
That's fully carnage. That's where I got the fascination for the elbows and all the taking people out, because it was rife. So it's the only taste I've ever had of that.
Yeah.
Then my brother raced downhill. I liked the jumps in the 4-cross tracks. I got a dirt jump bike. Woburn was big for dirt jumps and got into that. And then I guess during GCSEs, A-levels, got a bit better at it, did some comps, flew to Austria, Vienna it was called, Vienna Air King, and got into the finals with the top 10 riders in the world, which was mad.
Is this sort of before you were a household name, if you like?
Oh, I was like, no one.
How old were you at this point?
17, first comp, proper one.
Invited, or you just entered? Or?
No, you could enter. You just turn up, pay like €60.
So you paid, got into the final.
And it's slope style, is this, or dirt jumps?
Well, it is slope style, but it wasn't like down a mountain like the slope style courses. It was 4 jumps in a row with a step down. I just did pre-qualifying because I wasn't good enough to be in the normal qualifying lot. Won that, then did qualifying, got 10th, got into finals and came 10th. Out of 12 of us. So I was second last, but there was good, probably 100 riders that had to go down to that number, and that felt good because it was all the people I'd watched on the telly.
Yeah.
And then my name was called up after one of theirs, dropped in.
Cool.
Did a slightly worse run and got to be amongst it.
And then I'm guessing that opened up doors, or did that then make you want to go and enter more stuff?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think I won like €300, and I used that to go to the next one in Austria, which was back there again 2 weeks later, and then deferred my uni place. I was going to go and do mechanical engineering at uni, pushed that back a year, went to as many comps as I could, got a few contracts that helped me pay flights. That was a big thing. Remember, it all starts with travel budget. Before you make money from sport, they get you there to the events. So I made the most of that, pushed the uni place back another year, and by then I kind of had Red Bull came on board that year. That changed everything.
So 2 years in, you was Red Bull.
Yeah,
2 years from your first
competing.
Wow. And Red Bull deals are pretty lucrative and like few and far between. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, but the main thing was like all this. No, funny thing is, I got sponsored by Red Bull at Goodwood Festival of Speed.
Yep.
Dougie Lampkin gave me my helmet actually, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
You're a big fan of Doug, aren't you?
Tommy will probably need to explain who that is.
No, he's
a Charles man. No.
I love him. He's the best.
Yeah, I know Dougie.
Yeah, Dougie's mint.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's funny.
And I shattered my wrist the next day, and I hadn't like organised a contract or anything. I'd just sort of cutting around in the helmet for 24 hours, living the dream. And then I didn't tell him. I was so scared. I drove home. I remember doing a hill start on a hill, holding the handbrake up with a shattered wrist. It was like, it was the worst travel. There was no other way to pull away. I was almost sick in my mouth. I pretty much was sick. Went to hospital that night, it was shattered, and then I like really reluctantly called them the next day because they said if I wanted surgery it'd be a good month wait through the NHS, and Red Bull actually
they can
sent me straight up to Manchester. I was in theatre like within 36 hours, and really the best hand surgeon in the world, felt like.
Yeah.
So I think my first year deal was a new wrist.
That's what they paid for.
That stuff like that though, like it's just so much easier. Like I know obviously, like with my elbow last week, I couldn't get to the right person in England, and it just drives you fucking mental. But then when you do find the right person, or you get sent to the right place where it just happens,
it's the
like,
best thing in the world.
It's just so amazing. Like the doctor who ended up doing it in Spain is like, I've now got him on WhatsApp, and I like as soon as I won, sent him a picture and just saying thank you. Like I'm just licking his arse so bad because they're just so useful to have them.
Especially
that kind of connection. It just happens. It makes your life so much easier.
Especially you was probably thinking, that's it. I've just got my chance and I've fucked it straight away.
Yeah. I was so nervous. I thought they could take this off me.
That's it now.
Mate, they're such a rad brand. They wouldn't have done. But when you live in that, you think,
in the moment,
why would they keep halfway through the season, my biggest year yet? They've backed me as being on the up, and this will probably be it for the rest of the year. Yeah. So I was terrified. But yeah, I've been on both sides. Like that felt so good having that support for the injury, because I remember like when I was younger, I snapped my ankle and I was well unlucky with the care. I got put in a cast with my ankle out like a rudder, and even now it's never been.
You go into hospital and you say, "How did you do it?" "Oh, I crashed my bike." They just okay, well,
back to the queue.
Just rest it for 6 weeks. It'll probably be all right.
Yeah,
ice it, elevate it.
You've all been there.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah,
nightmare.
Ed's probably not actually.
No, I don't do anything.
Yeah, you haven't done many injuries, have you?
Nah, he goes to the hospital.
Don't say that. I've got to go ride tomorrow.
He goes to the hospital for the minutest of injuries.
No, I've been to hospital 3 times for crashing my bike.
They always send you back and just go bruising.
No, collarbone twice.
No, Fat Cats. The last one at Fat Cats.
I thought that was broken. It wasn't.
What was it?
I'd hurt my shoulder, but I didn't break it.
Oh.
To be fair, I know about shoulder injuries. They can go on for a long time. And you think they're worse than what they are.
Start with me. So now you are. Wait, I'm trying to work that out. So you would have been 19 when you picked up the Red Bull deal. 18.
Yeah.
And you've been Red Bull ever since.
Yeah.
And you are now 27.
So I'll be going into my 9th year. Yeah.
Cool.
Which is cool.
When did you stop competing and start the journey of YouTube?
What was
the transition? Was it?
What I think with the Red Bull thing we've just said then is, you might as well follow on from that, because that's give you a massive opportunity to do some pretty cool.
Gave me wings, Edward.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
No, but you did like a pretty cool Red Bull series, didn't you, recently?
Yeah, that Design and Conquer last year.
And the first world trick. Is it world? What do you call it? World's first.
Yeah, something known.
You just missed about 6 years of his life out there.
I know, but what I was
Red Bull to Red Bull competitions, like learning new tricks on my own. You feel like a recluse being a competition rider.
And then you'd started YouTube with competitions,
yeah,
or
a little
and then
bit.
It just
there was a year where I did both, just filmed like the journey along the way. A lot of people even compete wearing GoPros now, which I think is mad. But you guys race with a camera on, don't you?
Yeah, all of our
you got loads of kit on. You don't know about a GoPro when
put
boots on.
You're not allowed them on your helmet.
GoPro's got banned on helmets for factory KTM.
Not allowed them on helmets, but we have still had them on chest, which is also the fact it's not allowed on your helmet, but it's allowed on your chest is a bit questionable. But I'm not in charge. If it was up to me, it'd be back on the helmet. But I'm not worried. We'll not worry about that. That could be another bit of waffle for 20 minutes that we don't need.
Do you like filming and stuff, or do you see it as a task? I'm well into it.
No, I don't at all. Like obviously we started vlogging. Ed I'd wanted to do it for years and years.
Well, Matt is the reason
Matt pushed me into it, but I remember years and I used to just sit in school and watch shit. Like, remember Empora when that? I used to just sit in school and watch Empora and the Athens had a what did it used to be called? Webisodes. Was it a web series?
I remember saying this about a month ago to a mate. That the Athertons, the
Atherton Project, Brandon Semenuk had one also. Life Behind Bars. Yeah, Brandon Semenuk's one I used to just watch on repeat, and I was probably 12, 13 at the time of them, and since that it had been in my mind since then that YouTube and just following, I just felt like it would work. And then I'd had a few goes at doing it various times over the years. I'm going to do a vlog today. You laid in bed the night before, bigging yourself up. I'm going to vlog today. I'm going to video everything, and then you wake up and go.
Someone presses record. You go.
No, you don't even get to the point where you get your phone or you get your camera or the GoPro and you turn it around and you go, no, not doing it. And then another year goes by and you still haven't done it, and then someone else has started to do it and you're watching another one and and
you gutted it. I remember that. I remember saying I'm going to start YouTube now. I did 2 episodes, gave up because they didn't do very well. For some reason you have this perception of how many views you might get.
You think 100,000 first time, no problem.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I
regret that.
It's just for me it was such a difficult jump to actually start to do it, and like I said, I'd watched it for so long. I watch Casey Neistat videos, shit like that. I've been watching them since I was a kid, and so I've wanted to do it and understood it and kind of Yeah, I wanted to do it for so long, but it took Ed just saying, you need to do it, you need to do it, you need to do it. And then eventually we got to like the track build where we're like, Ed did them all to start off with, to be honest. Like,
One up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ultimate goal, building stuff.
Ed did them all.
It was literally because of your lockdown videos.
Yeah, well, you
was like, well, we need to... I sort of watched yours and obviously speaking to you, and then
everyone
the
watched
comments.
Them. There was
everyone
nothing
like,
else to do it.
There was a bit of a project to do,
Cheers.
and we were
I was
doing
hoping
it.
some people watched it because they actually enjoyed it and looked forward to it. If you had nothing better to do,
yeah, that come out very bad.
I get it. Did you not buy those trainers last year in lockdown? Was that a madman? First time I heard of you was coming here. It's funny you said about YouTube through me. I honestly hadn't heard of you and came here to ride pit bikes with Ed, and you'd just slotted that giant telegraph pole in the ground.
Yeah.
Looked like a 40-foot boner coming out of the earth.
Yeah.
And it intrigued me. And he said, my mate's going to jump off that, and I'm on a tyre.
It's pretty mad.
If you don't ride motorbikes, you can't fathom that that's possible.
Yeah.
Even
So it all kind of come about, and you give Ed the push, and then Ed was giving us the push, and then I'm very pleased that
so our viewers should thank Matt, really, because that's the reason Tommy vlogs and Billy vlogs, all because of you, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was even more reluctant to start.
Yeah, this is why he's come. We haven't had to pay him to come on this podcast now.
We're just going to
We're gonna
lick his ass for an hour.
Yeah, we're going to plug Matt as well, because Matt is potentially going to do your own podcast, aren't you?
I'd like to, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Have you been on many podcasts?
No, actually, probably second one ever.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
It's the most kit, too.
Most kit.
Yeah, look, you've got a lot of kit to make this happen, haven't you?
Yeah, 3 cameras, a load of stuff.
Massive lack of
We just lack on chairs.
Yeah, chairs is not so good.
Yeah.
Any chair sponsors?
It
get
Just
us
do this all episode.
Feels like I'm sat on a trestle, does it you? Like with absolutely nothing for the back.
It's hard to know what the best solution for the chair would
My
be.
chair's absolutely great, but no one can try it, otherwise you'll all moan. I'll give you a good chair.
Yeah, mine. It's just the back's not quite
There's
enough.
something that you could crack it over.
Yeah,
that,
my
at
chair's better than yours.
Where the problem is, if we had comfortable chairs, they'd take up far too much space in here as well,
Yeah.
like for the storage
Yeah,
for the rest of the time.
we'll have to get a studio.
Well, we're going to have a studio, but you've
Made your office.
you've made it your office.
They need one of them. They're essential.
Yeah, they are.
What about swings?
Swings.
You hung them from the ceiling, just put swing chairs, and then you could put them back up on the ceiling. When you're done, they take up no space. So everyone would just be hanging from ropes.
Don't know. It's extravagant.
Yeah, I was going to say that's took some fathoming, and
Yeah,
Hang them from there. Look.
Good storage solution.
we'll figure something out. When you tune back in the new year and we're all sat on swings and they fall off, then you'll know why.
Wonderful.
I forgot where we were.
We
We sort of went.
Yeah, we got
all
sidetracked
YouTube.
when Matt said he started YouTube. Competing, doing them both, and then YouTube took over. You got bored of competing, or you'd seen the light, or how did the changeover?
Because you're quite young to stop competing.
Yeah, I was never a massive fan of comps. The pressure was hard.
Did you used to get the buttery fly stomachs? Because that's what I struggle with bad.
Yeah, sometimes I liked it.
Oh, no.
When you felt like you could put a good run together, it was like you could use it to your advantage. It was quite a good feeling.
no, there is
You could definitely
times-
turn your fear off with
Yeah.
it. Adrenaline, it's quite
Ooh.
cool. You can shut everything off.
That scares the shit out of me.
You put the camera on Ed, and that's enough for him to crumble.
Yeah, he can't live any pressure. He could do everything 10 times in a row, and you go, "Go on, Ed," and then he just goes, "Ugh." And you just go, and that's it. You just can't do it.
No, I'm not very good under pressure.
Even if we do lap times around the mini bike chat,
It just
out
drops
here,
3 seconds as soon as
It's just the same
no,
as
it's
us.
crash. I'll just crash.
Put the camera, put the timer on him, crash.
bless him.
Some people can take the pressure, some can't.
No, I'm not. I'm not very good in the kitchen, as they say.
Do they?
Maybe, I don't know.
I've never heard that.
Say that.
I've never heard that.
I do also feel under immense pressure in the kitchen, though. So
Do you really? I don't.
Yeah, because you don't go in it.
No, I do. Yeah, so you stopped competing quite young, but you said, you got nervous,
I
but-
think that, well, from an outside point looking in, is there much money in mountain bike competitions?
yeah, the prize money. Yeah,
Is there?
Red Bull Rampage is $70,000.
Wow.
Yeah, for first, then
Can I might
it's
have a
seconds
go?
like.
Oh,
10,
we're definitely going to clip
15.
that bit and put that as a 1 minute clip, because
It's
that'd be a lovely
super-
thumbnail in
Yeah,
a bit.
that'd be a good Instagram.
Crankworks Whistler's 25,000 Canadian dollars. I've never won either of them, by the way. Most I won was I won $8,000 in America at Colorado Freeride Festival, which used to be a Crankworks. That was cool, all in cash too. When it's cash, it's cool. When you fly home with it in your wallet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
that's cool.
It feels
Any
rad.
sort of cash is good.
The first one I won all right money at was 26 tricks in Leogang in 2012, I think. Year before I got sponsored by Red Bull. I think it was that year. And that was €2,000, massive, great, big plasterboard check. It was the coolest thing ever. And I remember thinking, I'm going to have this wad of cash in my pocket because £2,000 must be
Was it in
100 notes,
notes?
500 notes. They gave me 4 notes, and I was like really gutted about it. And I remember going to the bar because there's that unwritten rule: we have to spend 10% of your prize money at the bar on everyone. So I was like, all right, I'll buy a €200 round, and they didn't accept it. Yeah.
I remember I won my first ever international race was Alès Trem in France, and I got a massive check for, I think it was €150, and it was like the same size check as Johnny, I think, won 10 grand or 8 grand. And
Yeah, huge check.
The checks were the same size, and I still got the check now.
Yeah, me too.
It says €150 on it, and it just still makes you smile every time I see it.
I've got a check with £80 written on it, and it's massive. It's cool though, isn't it?
Yeah, I love looking at it. I just think, wow, that was, and then
That was more money than I had in the bank when I won that £2,000. So I had 4 notes that was more than my net worth.
And you was on the piss by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it was great.
So
yeah.
you was worried you were going to fall out your pocket.
Lose a lot.
brilliant times, great memories.
When you was competing then, so you do all of that, then you said you started picking up YouTube. When did you sort of find the switch was coming between it's time to, I don't know whether you can say retire. Is it? Would you call it a retirement from
No, I
competing?
still want to go back to comps, definitely.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not
actually
done
going to
with
be
it.
one of my questions.
Yeah, I've got massive itch for it again.
Have you?
Yeah. I don't think I'll do like the full. What it was I had a string of bad luck with punctures and crashing in comps, but it was where it was going home and having to focus like good 10 weeks between those events on the next one. Training on my own, you, like I said earlier, you become a recluse. You don't post anything really. You're working on tricks you don't want anyone to know about.
Yeah, that's a bit different to our world, isn't it? The secretive side of it,
Yeah.
and like what you're going to bring to the next one.
And then
I
you
suppose.
fly there, get blown by the wind on the first jump, blow your tyre out, and you kind of then feel like those 10 weeks were wasted.
Yeah.
Whereas then a year went by, and I spent those 10 weeks at my compound disclosing what I was doing all my tricks, filming it, making videos, and then win, lose or draw the event, I could have had the same result, but I gained so much in those 10 weeks by filming it.
Yeah.
And you could do both, but you can't spread yourself too thin if you want to. I feel like I've done so many things and like tried to diversify as much as I can. Like, I guess being a bit career minded probably, but yeah, the guys who kind of only do 3 comps a year now, I don't miss just being invisible and risk it, like having so much pressure on that day.
Yeah, and doing something in a comp that's
Don't miss that.
Yeah, you're trying to do something so big.
Yeah,
It's hard.
and you might not
obviously.
even get to the jump. Like, let's say you're saving your banger that you've been working on for the last jump. You might not even get there, and then how long do you keep it in your back pocket for? That's heartbreaking when someone else does it. I could do it 6 months ago. I didn't get my chance.
Bobs
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah, it's funny that freestyle sports.
I suppose, is it ever like where you've worked on it for so long, like say 10 weeks or whatever, and like the week before the comp, some kid on Instagram just bobs out the same trick, and you're just like, oh well, that's 10 weeks down the shitter for some kid who's not in the comp, never done a comp in his life, but he's busy going viral for the trick that you've just spent 2 months on.
That project I did last year, Red Bull Design and Conquer, one of the tricks I did in it was that running gainer where I hold the seat in the bars, like not on the bike, ran off a drop and did a running backflip, got on. The 6 months working up to that and filming it, and I'd already shot it, I'd landed it. I remember going to a dirt jump spot and these guys saying, "Oh, have you seen that French kid?"
The Commensar guy.
Yeah, they said he's seen his new video. Oh, you seen? Who was it? The video wasn't out. Someone who worked at Monster said, "Oh, we've heard that Paul Cordeaux on this new tricks," and I was like, "Right, what is it?" He's like, "Oh, he sort of runs off a drop with his bike," and I was like, "You what? What does he do? How did it look? Have you seen it? Like, describe it. What was it like?" And I was thinking, he's done it, and when's his video coming out?
Can't even imagine the
He
feeling.
did a similar thing with forwards, right? Yeah, but I
forwards.
remember thinking, "Oh, that'd suck."
If he's done,
Filmed a whole series about it. No one having done it, and had to work out all the steps. But he's rad.
So
he does some.
I remember speaking to you during that, and I think it was pretty well documented. That sort of dragged on for a lot longer than it needed to, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it was like months and months, and you filmed it all over the place, and so you must have had to wait.
Yeah.
Like,
and then I land that backflip to front flip on those posts. I started that and started shooting it in August. Landed it midway through November last year. And they didn't bring out the video till middle of January. And I knew no one was going to do that because it took me... I'm probably the most qualified to do that because I'd already done the flip bit a few years before. But it took me... We filmed nearly 500 attempts of that.
wow. And you landed it once?
Yeah. I will never do that again. No way.
Why? Because it's just too hard?
It will take another 500 goes.
Oh, it's that. Like,
I didn't
once you
get
lock
better
it in,
at it. The odds are so slim. Getting the backflip bit right is like every 50 goes.
Yeah, I happened to watch that last week, the whole It's like a 30-minute.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah,
all,
there's
My
one
Well, I
mum-
might try it again, but I have to give it 6 months. I think that you'd probably land 2 a year if you'd made it your full-time job.
Was you pretty black and blue after that?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Like
I was watching.
bruised to shit.
yeah.
Oh.
Sore. Good feeling though.
Yeah, no doubt. When
Best feeling ever. Actually, I'll remember.
Has
that
anyone
forever,
done it? Has anyone done it that you know of since, or even attempted to do it?
It's a lot of setup though, innit? To
No.
have the 2 posts and
Yeah,
shit
I
like
mean,
that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, anyone could
you'd
build
have to
it.
go out and say like, it's
it's
a bit
not
of a
like a day
project to just say,
job.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah, it's
this
a circus trick, isn't it? It's not like a free normal jump where you try it randomly.
You never
or
find it in the woods. If you know
No.
what I mean.
never find it in the woods.
No, but you wouldn't get. You'd got to build it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the sport's gone to now. If you want to come up with a cool trick, you're never going to do it on a conventional jump.
You got to make. It's pretty
That's the other-
similar in motocross because like they started making these wacky lips
Yeah,
that push you
yeah,
into a front
freestyles.
flip.
Yeah,
Mental.
yeah, that's true.
Quarter pipe now is just the most biggest ridiculous
Yeah.
idea ever. Whoever come up with that?
Yeah,
is
it's like
just
freestyle
mental.
motocross.
Yeah, well now they're flaring it though, aren't they as well?
Yeah, they've gone down a different route too. You're right.
Colton was actually saying we were talking about the quarter pipe because Kai Hussey was there, and he was just asking him if if he ever wanted to hit it, and he's just said nope, no way. And Colton was saying at the quarter pipe where Tyler Bowman's been practicing, there is at some ranch where they all used to ride and stuff, and him and Taylor Robert used to use like their landing for the quarter pipe is like an oververt, and they used to just drop off it, like ride off it sideways and think it was cool. Like back in the day, like that was the thing, to just drop off it, and it's the landing off the quarter pipe where they've just been 60 foot in the air. And like that's like Colton and Taylor Robert, and like everyone knows how skillful them two are riding a bike, and that was the thing. They used to just drop off the edge and ride down it,
Fuck that.
and now they're landing from fucking 60 foot in the air, however high they go down it.
That's mad, isn't it?
Mad.
Kai does.
Yeah, his stoppy
He jumps and then he's got like a forklift. What's that thing?
scissor lift.
Scissor lift, and then he knocks the front wheel on the scissor lift. So he jumps
Into a front flip.
Yeah.
onto
Yeah.
the front wheel, and then probably people do it in mountain bike as well, or not?
Not like that. We don't run front brakes. But so you're saying he'll grab a handful of front brake in
Yeah.
a stoppy on a scissor lift and it will
It's
turn
like
into a front
just
flip.
No,
normal
he just
size.
knocks it.
Yeah, normal
So he
size,
jumps to
like
there, and then
freestyle,
really?
freestyle jump, and then and then spins.
he don't like endo off. He just
It's like a bonk almost.
bonks.
Just keep bonking that
Yeah.
mic. It's nice. That it sounds good in the headphones.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to explain something.
Why don't you draw it up? You've got a notepad in front of you.
Let's
Before
see.
we sat down,
yeah, I
he
was
designed
going
a
to
new
say
logo.
his merch
I
logo.
don't want to tell people.
He
that
said-
about that
Really,
logo.
really
He
good.
said before we started, throw me a
There's Billy's.
We did that
And
one.
as
in the
you can
quiz.
see,
Turn
this has
round,
come
Bill.
to life. Look.
Oh, it exists.
Yeah.
Still
That's
not
where it
good for the
started.
camera.
Gone the wrong way.
Tommy's is
I know mine's here.
spectacular.
There's a-
There you go. Look,
Talk everyone through your new logo.
Bill's merch. Is,
He's
The
drawn it
number
twice.
100.
This will be available when this comes out. Probably.
Hold up, Bill.
So
This
if you
might
wanna
be
go buy
available
it, It's on
soon.
the Kex website.
And then there's the 100 upside down, sort of back to front, and then that's the zeros, you see. Trying to make it look like a bike.
looks like Alfie's drawn it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not the best. But and there's Billy's drawings that have come to life. So this is sort of where it all happens.
Prove that something can become of it.
That's it. It's just big
Where's
figures.
it gone? The milk float you drew?
Oh, no, I showed him.
Unreal. He's flipped the one too, so it's not even a normal one.
No, I flipped it.
I don't think that's got legs. I'm not going to lie. I like the fact that you've had a creative spell and you want to do something though. That's an improvement.
No, what
It's
he's
hard,
done
isn't
is
it?
he's seen you unload some dough into some outfits and
I want some t-shirts.
Yeah,
but I want good
merch.
ones like Billy's, but I just can't think of it.
His has got an E because his name's Bolt and he's Bolt. It's just an easy design.
Easy.
Mine's Searle. What can you do with that?
a squirrel.
Squirrel.
Tommy Squirrel.
Timmy Soil, I reckon you should be called.
No, it's all been thrown about.
Mong.
over the years.
Useless
100's a
Mong.
cool number though.
Yeah, you can
At least
do a
you'll
lot
always
with
have that,
100.
yeah.
Yeah, do something like copy
Well, I was.
copy
I
one of
was.
Josh Hansen's logos.
Well,
His are
it's
quite
just
good.
100. Yeah, I've already done that 10 years ago.
Mountain bikers do they stick with numbers? If you get a race number?
Race, yeah. Well, no.
Nah, not even the downhillers are
No,
numbers,
because
are
it's your UCI ranking.
they?
Oh, right, so it
I think
changes
you
every
race
year.
with where you are ranked.
Can't even
I
think.
might be wrong, but that's how I remember
Nah, I
it.
can't even think of one that's kind of branded around a number.
Yeah. Or just you, yeah. How does it work in motocross? They run a red plate.
Yeah, championship
you're-
leader or previous
That's a cool thing.
winner.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I was a bit pissed off. My bike didn't have a red plate this weekend.
You have one next
Next
time,
one
mate.
it will have, but I
You
think
didn't
it
have
should have
it.
already had it from winning the last championship.
I think that's normally how they start in Supercross, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it should have had a red plate because They always have the one bike.
You didn't run number one,
nah,
did you?
Not about the number one, and I'm 57.
Well, you've won 3 world titles and you never run it. Would you never run the one?
No, I prefer 57.
Especially now you got merch.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck?
Yeah.
We ain't gonna printing more t-shirts.
Maybe a one-off one when you win, like the Kex thing.
To be fair, the last run of merch, the championship t-shirt, I actually really like that. Just the whole concept of it, and the missing round one, and
It was good.
cross outlined on the back of them like a.
Good idea from me, that, wasn't it?
That was my idea.
Fuck it off.
Fucking was the rounds on the back with the cross out.
Yeah. All right, mate.
My idea.
All right.
I'm not having you. You're not having that. That was my idea.
Whose idea was the forgotten round?
That was your. I'm on about the t-shirt.
I said shop BB 57, spray it on the pipes, then you can have some merch. I'll give you
The t-shirt
the-
design.
the
I'm on about the
t-shirt.
t-shirt
All right,
design. Okay, I admit you were the rest. Huh?
Yeah, cool.
Come on, lads. Come on.
I'm gonna pull on the Instagram page 2PRO1SLOW now because we did some questions. There's actually loads of questions, so
we're not supposed to do a giveaway in this one.
we are doing a factory image racing giveaway right at the end.
All right, making them wait.
For the mountain bikers, though, I'm not really sure that they're going to want a gazebo or
Well, I'm sure there's going to
a
be
gazebo. Actually,
I'm sure there's still going to be some motorbike listeners, as like
yeah, our locals will be here.
the locals. Big
Well,
shout
I
out
reckon
to
we'll
the
do a
locals.
gazebo because that could come in handy for both sports.
Oh yeah,
Or a pit mat.
Nah,
What would you prefer as a
gazebo.
mountain biker, a pit mat or a gazebo?
I'd take the gazebo all day.
Right, well, gazebo up, and then they can put it up at your trails and keep yourself dry because you're like digging holes and stuff. That's another thing that you're all mad for, innit?
Shovels.
Matt likes a
Digging's a
shovel. He's
big
never heard of a
job.
digger.
Big job on a digger in it. At the Super chat the other week, it was wet one day, and we made one rut, and fuck me, I was done in after it.
With a shovel.
It was just like swamp, so I thought, and it's quite hard ground anyway. I thought we might as well make the most of this being wet to actually make a rut to go around this corner. So I got a pickaxe, and like basically rotivated just one corner of the track, and I thought, fuck me, anyone that does this all day, every day wants their head looking at.
It's funny.
Like you
Right.
see the dig crew from Diffie or whatever, and you just see
I
that
think
all
it's
they do
quite-
is dig all day, every day. I just think, wow,
No, I think it's quite.
that's admirable. The
I
fact
think it's nice digging. I get it.
you've
like-
never done it in your life.
No, I could do it. No, not even
once.
joking.
No, he's
No.
such a philosopher.
No,
Isn't
I
he?
swear.
He's pondering about something
When
he
I was
can't
a
even
kid-
You've
understand.
never once
Nah,
done that.
When I was a kid, we had a bit of land.
You've had a
You
digger.
had a bucket, a spade, and a beat.
Nah.
You've already told me you've had a digger and you used to have to
Yeah,
suck and
siphon-
spit. Yeah.
But when I used to have I had a shovel as well, and when I was a kid, me and my brother, we used to just build BMX jumps all day in our garden. Big jumps. I was actually pretty good, nifty on a BMX back in the day. If I wasn't a motocrosser, I probably would have been pro BMX. I'm not even joking, because that's all I did as a kid, all summer. But then, obviously, motorbikes took over, and then we rode more motorbikes. But I was quite good on BMX.
But yeah, but now when
Used
you
to
get
love
back
BMX.
on any form of motorcycle or
terrible.
bicycle other than enduro or motocross, you're like a fish out of water.
Yeah, no, well, it's just like anything. I don't do it now.
Why don't you get on Matt's bike behind us and give that a spin?
No, I was actually.
People
no
won't know
jokes.
that you guys were at Duffy Bike Park same day as us, though.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. That was cool.
You
Yeah,
It's
it
not
was
that
good.
bad. You both go well.
You transformed Tom. Well, your brother transformed Tommy's day because I kept taking him down all the bad stuff, and then
No, not the bad stuff.
Jono took him
You were
down.
going to the top of the hill with a mountain, which is in a cloud every
Oh,
time.
it was shithole.
You can start
well,
from
not a
halfway
shithole.
below
The
the
place
cloud.
wasn't a shithole, but the weather was bad.
It's terrible.
It was like a different world when you got up the top. At the bottom, it was sort of like little vibe, bit of music, like some hot chocolate. And
He
then you
really
went up to the
enjoyed
top of
the-
the mountain. It
He
was like,
enjoyed the
oh,
fire.
calf. Love the calf and the fire.
Really
Fire
nice
was great.
fire, yeah.
That day, it was important to have that calf and fire there. Without that, terrible day.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Matt was actually stood with
On
his
it.
arse at the fire, about 2 inches away, ready to
Steaming.
smoking. Actually, you weren't you? Steaming up.
Yeah.
But that
You guys can warm your hands up on the exhaust. I know that's so normal to you, but whenever I ride pit bikes in the winter, it's the biggest thing ever.
It's
being able to do
nice.
that.
No, it is.
I
Carrying
missed
around-
that.
You're carrying around a heater all day.
I
sometimes
actually
you
had
do it and the gloves melt.
I actually had that conversation when we went
When
to
we
Rev-
went, yeah.
Yeah, were you there?
It's a big thing.
I had that conversation with
Missing an
someone. Like I was.
You're reaching back for
Yeah, I
something
honestly
hot.
was.
Ended up tugging off the guy next to you. Yeah.
Got raised around.
Right, I'm going to ask some of these questions off the Instagram. The first one, which I think you've pretty much already answered, Matt, is: are you a YouTuber who's sick on a mountain bike, or a professional mountain bike guy who's pretty big on the tube? And I think the answer is you're pretty sick on a mountain bike and just picked up a camera. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
This-
Well, yeah.
This leads into the next question: how did you meet Ben? And for those that don't know who Ben is, who is Ben to you?
Ben is loads of things to me. He's my best mate. filmer. He films all my YouTube stuff, edits my videos. We do all that together. He's actually a really good BMXer, as you've
he's very
claimed, Thomas.
Yeah, no,
I'll ask Ben if he remembers you.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. I didn't compete.
There we go.
I was more like in my garden, just busting big stuff.
Just
Instagram on about, so I went viral.
Just all for the good
Viral,
vibes.
it's
You were just for the good vibes. You weren't in for the
Loves the buzz,
seriousness.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just purely for buzz.
He's French. He's in France right now. It's one of the reasons I'm here, because I haven't got him to film. He's my business partner with Helfare. So I met him because when I started YouTube, I had a friend called Scott who filmed some of the videos.
It's a bit of a weak plug. Do you want to go for? We do firm plugs for.
Oh no,
merch
I've got some
Helfare?
help. I've got some Helfare.
I reckon Ed will
plugin.
line something
okay.
up.
I'll line that.
Okay.
And then he'll
Ignore me.
It'll do a full 180 and we'll come back to Kex.
Ignore me. I'll just drop back out of it. I was just making sure you knew the score here. Like would fucking give it to them. Like they leave inspired, to
Ready to
purchase.
go.
Yeah.
While we
Anyway.
sit here really warm with our DC air conditioning.
Apologies. I'll slip back out there.
Yeah, no, he was Scott's mate, my first filmer. It was Scott's mate. Scott was really into his cars, as is Ben, but wanted to go and shoot cars and videos and photos. And Ben was there one day and I said, do you mind holding this camera? And yeah, we got on and carried on.
Cool.
Yeah, luck, really.
So now he's one half of Helfare,
Yeah.
and he is everything really. You on YouTube, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're up to 3 videos a
Yeah,
week
he was
again.
like just the silent guy behind the camera who laughed, and now we swap loads and he rides, he's getting better.
Yeah,
So,
he is.
yeah, this month we've done 3 videos a week, which I haven't missed, but it's good.
That's impressive.
Fancy a bit of that, Tommy?
Well, yeah, I could ride 3 times, but my mate on the camera, all the load would be on him.
If you put as much effort into filming as your logo, you'd probably do all right.
I tell you what, I've been thinking that logo for like 3 weeks now. It's
There
been on
it
my
is.
mind, and I've just put it to
He
practice.
explained it to me over the phone twice. And I said, fucking terrible.
Yeah. No, mate, if you put the one on its side,
Flip the one
Oh,
on the side.
actually-
and
Use
use
the
zeros.
zeros as
like
wheels. Think about it,
handlebars.
mate. It's
Yeah.
a bike.
That's exactly what he told me. Use the zeros as
Come on,
wheels.
think about it.
Oh, fucking hell. No, I generally have had that.
They'll love it. You could put it on a pocket square. You can imagine what you can do with it, mate.
Exactly the conversation we had.
It is.
Fucking hell.
This is more
It's
of
got
a
life, that is.
not really a question, but this is sort of a.
Now I just need to put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, do it. Everyone,
Yeah, we'll
right
just
across the back.
Do it
Massive.
like as a Sharpie, like exactly that.
scan
One.
that
Take
in.
a picture of that and then turn it into a vector
Just
and then put it
scan
on
it.
a fucking t-shirt.
And call it 100% shit.
I'm going to scan that.
Short sleeve version. Go on, Ed.
This is a more of a. I don't know if it's a question or not, but we should get Tommy and Billy down to Woburn for a mini bike episode special. But better than that, I'll invite us all. Can we come to your compound instead?
Yeah, compound would be better.
Great idea.
You're definitely good enough to drop in, and if you can do that, you should both flip.
No, I've
Yeah.
seen a drop in. That's massive. No way.
Ed did it with
Ed
flat
did it,
tyres,
yeah.
man.
It was
Yeah,
all
he
seen
died.
Ed's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant attempt.
He
at it.
swan dived off the bike. You were so lucky to make it to the airbag.
Thankfully,
It
he
was
swan
magic.
dived off
That's
the
the
bike.
best
Made the
thing I've
bag.
ever seen at my compound. He just made it.
I just made the bag.
Got his trick bike out of his trick van and dropped in with 2 PSI in the tyres. So it was on the rims.
Yeah, but we didn't work that out until you had a go, and then you didn't even make the ramp. You went, "What on earth
Yeah,
are you doing?"
I actually stopped, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's funny.
but now I've got a jump.
These
bike
boys will do
somewhere.
it. So Ed's tried.
No,
Means You'll
no.
both be probably on.
I will.
Do a flip, Bill. It'll be
I will
cool.
put solid money on it that Tommy won't drop in.
Really?
Yeah.
What about if Bill does and does a flip?
No, it wouldn't make a
Nah,
difference.
it doesn't make a
But
difference.
you were
Tim. He
pretty
doesn't-
good on the BMX
I
back
don't-
in the day.
He doesn't
How
get
good?
hyped up for shit like
No,
that.
don't
You
get
can't
hyped.
make him excited.
What about on a BMX?
The only if you get
No, I'm just so bad now.
think of the positive comments you're going to receive. Though.
First
that's
of all-
that's your only chance of
I've
got of him
probably
doing
more
something.
chance of dropping in on a motorbike.
Really?
No, not
How are you
down
gonna
the
get a
ramp.
motorbike
I'd
up
just
there?
go. I'd jump the jump on a motorbike,
Yeah.
but not from the. Obviously,
Seat
I wouldn't
bounce.
need the speed. I'd just come in.
Yeah,
What,
but you
what
can't.
bike? When I was doing it
I
on a
see
pit
Ricardo
bike
do
that
it on
day.
a pit bike.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
But Ed did it on what they call
CRF 125.
TTR. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but I don't know if he'd pivot on the ramp
No, I don't think you would.
because
Oh,
you
you
have to go
like
back
ride up
up.
the
You have to go
ramp
back up the
Oh, I could
road.
do
Do a
that.
foot plant 180.
What, Ricardo done that?
No, we built him a little side shoot down the side.
Oh, just do his run.
Yeah, he was good. He did a no foot can.
I see
Pretty
it.
cool.
I watched the video.
and then
It's
went
good.
straight to an F1 race.
He did no foot can. He got back to the foot pegs.
Yeah, back on the pegs, and then
That's
back in a Renault a week later.
fucking sick.
Yeah,
Lot of respect for that.
It's good.
he does like a pit bike,
I
doesn't
would
he?
definitely like a day down there having a rip
Yeah,
on
do
all
it.
forms
I mean, I
of
could do it next week
bicycle,
if you want.
bike. Yeah.
Bill's got to go and see a
I've
surgeon.
got to go
again.
and see the elbow surgery again next week.
Why?
I went to see well, what happened was I was in Spain and then I hit this door and cut my arm and then I couldn't get right. We'll not
Can't. But
Yeah,
yeah, no.
so hard you got food poisoning. That's
basically.
ridiculous.
I'm actually going to post the GoPro clip of us hitting the door tonight, which I've.
Can you write a caption?
I thought I'd
word
refrain.
perfectly.
Nah,
The one we just heard.
I'd refrain from doing it. I thought I'll wait until after the race at the weekend. Hopefully it still goes well and then I can post this video. Thankfully it's all worked out and the world can see the collision with the door frame tonight. Anyway, back to...
And go, wow, you still won.
How many frames, spokes, rims, etc. do you go through in a year?
No frames. No spokes. You kind of snap the odd spoke. Rims. I don't break much stuff. I know you probably think I'm saying that because of sponsors and
No,
stuff.
you
but-
land on an airbag 95.
Yeah, exactly. I ride a lot of whoopee cushions. No, I don't know. Wheels you can straighten if they start to go, so you can bring them back to life. But I am lucky. I think pros, we never ride a bike for more than a year, do we? And
No, normally
but we
you've
ride
got
them hard
colourway.
and a lot, so maybe it averages out. But yeah, I'm lucky. I get a new bike every year in each category: dirt, jump, enduro. So they're
But do you
just
actually
about,
keep them that long, like a year?
yeah, unless a new
Us in
colour comes
motocross,
out.
We fly through them.
Yeah.
We go through probably 10
Are your bike?
10 what?
bikes.
Yeah.
Expect so.
It's
But
different.
Dixon, we have like 15
Downhill
bikes.
Downhill
One
riders
person.
will start on a brand new pair of tyres, new chain. Like they ride, it's so
Yeah,
different.
they use
It's
wheels
so
a lot
different.
New everything every time out, you mean, or every
Yeah,
race?
It's like you guys are in a performance, time-driven sport, and
Yeah.
it's
Peter
down
was
to
telling me...
down to the. it's a
You've done
game
more
of
than
inches.
10 bikes this year.
Nah.
100%.
Maybe
you don't ride 10 frames in a year.
Maybe spread over
6, I reckon, then I
over
might large
300, 450 and a 350. I would still struggle to... I don't do 10
At
bikes.
Dixon, we done more than 10. We'd
10
do
frames?
Nah. I'm
Yeah,
not,
we'd do. Sometimes it was like I think
What?
it was three
so you'd have 2 practice bikes and 2 race bikes.
races on a frame, and then it'd be a new bike. Because the way he done it, he thought new bikes, we had plenty of them, was cheaper than doing parts, so he just rode a bike, sold it instead of replacing parts.
I hate new bikes.
Honestly, though, it's like a new bike. Yeah. Did you say you hate new bikes?
Like,
Yeah. It's the worst.
on
It's
an
like a new pair of trainers.
On an extreme bike, it's not so bad. But on like a super enduro bike, you really, really notice a new bike and it just bounces off everything so stiff. I just flatline jumps for all morning
Yeah.
every time I get a new bike.
My bike feels the best the day before it's
Yeah.
absolutely done
At the,
and can't be ridden again. Like grips the same. When they're so worn down, the metal's coming through. That's when they feel their best. Do you agree with any of that?
I quite like new
I do
grips.
quite
I
like
think
a
it
worn
might be
out
a bit
bike,
of a
but
dirt
grip.
jump BMX thing.
Problem is with motocross is then when you get, I like to try and keep everything as new, because sometimes what we have is we practice on an old bike,
Yeah.
and we jump.
Everyone
on a new bike
prefers
to
the
race,
practice bike.
because the team don't want to let your race bike get too old. So everything has to try and stay as new as possible.
If
You have that
it's hot,
difference.
yeah,
and then
once-
you cry when you go
Yeah,
to
and
the
a lot
race.
of the best dirt jump riders, slopestyle riders, apart from a couple, their bikes aren't that like fresh and tuned up.
And you
you
don't-
heard the old saying, the cobbler always wears the worst shoes. It's like that. When it's your job, you kind of like, I don't know, you sort of give up on your tool.
But
Yeah,
do they
I
have a
find
practice
that.
bike and a race bike?
Hey,
Do you, in say downhill mountain biking, would they have a practice bike and a race bike?
it's a good question. No, I think they'll spend the race weekend on their race bike, but they won't take that home and ride it every day.
Yes, they get that's a race bike then.
Yeah.
They must have the day before it,
Well,
a couple of days
I think
before
there's
it.
They
a
go
bit,
through some
I
kit.
think there's a vast contrast amongst riders, though. I think some of them stress out to the point where they feel like there's too many layers of carbon on a certain part of the frame, and some of
Yeah.
them don't give a fuck, it'd be cracked, and they just say, fuck it, it'll be right. But yeah, they go for a lot. I think wheels, especially, like sometimes every run, brand new wheel in some tracks. I definitely used to be back. in the
Bill's a big mountain bike.
day. Yeah, I'm a
geezer.
big mountain bike guy.
Bill thinks that when he retires, he's going to take up a career in downhill mountain
yeah,
biking.
it's definitely.
And I spoke to
He's
Steve
got a lot of
Pete, and he
confidence.
actually give me. I sort of tried taking the piss out of Bill with Steve, and I was like, "He thinks he's a mountain biker, doesn't he?" And expected him to say like, "Yeah, he's not going to do that." And he was like, "Well, he's pretty good." And I was like, "Oh,
He's
yeah,
got some
he's
bottle. He's definitely got some
good."
bottle.
Yeah, no,
Nah, I
had
enjoy
good
it.
things to say about you.
Matt,
I just wish I had more time to do it.
I think this would be quite a good question for you. I'm not really sure the answer myself. What's your proudest moment as a mountain biker?
Oh.
I reckon
All right,
landing
I'll
that
narrow
trick.
it down.
Bit
Yeah,
of it.
landing that trick,
Yeah, I was going to say.
sponsored by Red Bull, and you're winning that comp in America. But it's probably landing that weird one. It's probably landing that trick. I've never thought I'd work so hard at anything.
The front and the back.
Yeah, that one.
Back to front.
Back to front.
Back to front.
That flip, flip to front flip.
Was that more rewarding than just the back?
Oh yeah, yeah. I couldn't, but yeah. Well, the backflip one, I wasn't as high off the ground. I can't describe it. It was so weird, that trick. If everything had to be millimetre perfect, and it never was. So imagine a trick that backflipped onto the log I did 4 or 5 years ago, and even when I did it, I thought about the front flip. So it's been in my head for years. That took 9 hours of solid goes to do it once. So then that doesn't get easier. So then I realised it's going to be a few hundred backflips before I'm even in the position to then go for the front flip. So it doesn't come around very often. There was like 3 days we'd go back down to Devon to film more. Red Bull would send the film crew, everyone would come, we'd prep the feature, whatever the weather, you know, and then I wouldn't even try one front flip in 3 days. And it probably cost like 20 grand to book all the hotel. You know, I felt such a letdown. So
I can imagine there would have been a time as well where you got it perfect, but you
didn't go for it. And you know everyone's looking at you thinking, well, that's that done for the day.
What a fucking wanker.
Let that one go. Yeah, I remember that. It stuck in my own head for hours. I listened to the same song for the whole thing. For a week, like
really?
All day. Yeah,
they have headphones in.
It's
while
like,
you were doing it the whole
like a heavy
time.
metal song. Yeah, I just listened to it. It's 3 minutes long. In Vey by the Bronx.
You've done
heavy.
the trick with
Not
headphones in.
With little earphones in, yeah, because I didn't want to talk to anyone because it was all stressing me out. I remember I'd press play at like 9 in the morning, and the same song would play for hours.
Still listen to it now or not?
No, I can't bear it. It's quite heavy. I was into that stuff then.
That leads on quite nicely to the worst ever mountain bike experience.
I don't know.
Any injuries?
Injuries is a big. I was trying to think of something a bit more. Some of those moments where I'd like be on a perfect run. In fact, my worst mountain bike experience was crashing on the last jump at Crankworks Leger. So for the first time ever, felt really confident and in a good spot at Crankworks. I've always wanted a Crankworks podium. That's the biggest slopestyle series of the year, and did like the best run I could ever do. Like, I landed everything perfect. Felt like I went higher than everyone. Had better extension. It was like the dream run, and then I double flipped the last jump, double backflip, and I've never in my whole career done double flips in practice. I'll always save it for the run. I think if you're going to land it, you may as well land it in your run. Why would you do a trick in practice that if you crash, you break your back? So I've always saved it for the run.
Lovely.
And I do.
You think there's that much risk to a double backflip?
Yeah, that's gnarly, yeah. There's been some bad injuries from them. And why would you do more than you have to?
Yeah, I know.
So what I do when I'm going to double flip a jump,
motto.
I'll flip it 10, 20 times and count 1, 2 in the air out loud. But you'll hear me do it, and I'm timing the count so that I land on 2. And if I landed a bit after, I'll go again, count it, and I'll do that like that morning before the comp. I'll say it so I know how hard to pull, and I usually always get it perfect. And I remember there was a headwind all day in practice, and that headwind sort of died going into finals, and I went too far, overshot by about 6 foot, and held this manual down the landing.
Oh, I've seen this video actually, yeah.
And it looped out, and that cost me, I ended up probably last place because it's a crash, isn't it? But I remember thinking that my whole life would have changed if I touched the brake for 100th of a second. Wouldn't have gone so deep. I've always thought like those tiny decisions, and it ruined me for 2 years then. I lost my points from Crankworks, couldn't get back in. Managed to get back into Crankworks, and then had a year of like blowing out my rear tyre, so I lost it again. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, so that would have made so much difference.
So there's probably a fork in the road where if I touched my rear brake for 100th of a second, I'd be maybe sat in a different seat, more lumbar support, I might have brought my own chair. Or I'd be still doing comps and not really loving it, and wouldn't have picked up a camera and told my story for YouTube. So every cloud, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
It's mad, innit? Like,
the split second decisions.
I think about like
Stuff
Romania, for example. You do 30 hours worth of riding in 5 days or whatever it is, and you just think the amount of minuscule split-second things that have happened in a day is just like
that determine a big outcome.
That have got like massive swings either way, like such big.
They call it the butterfly effect, don't they? If a butterfly flaps its wings on one side of the earth, it's felt all around. Like, think the knock-on effect of stuff. That's like it's a philosophical thing. There,
I've not heard that one, but it is fucking mad. The amount of, even in a motocross race, like the smallest.
I think more so in like motocross career, because say my one thing would be like I went to America, but then if I didn't,
but that's not exactly a split-second decision, is it?
No, I mean like an injury, split-second injury.
Yeah, that's like
which what he's saying, split-second crash, Bill.
split second.
No, he's
decision
saying a
where I
split
booked the
second
flights.
decision of
No, split second.
not pressing his brake for
Yeah,
long
but
enough.
then he crashed. Split second.
Yeah, but
I'm
we're on
saying-
about the minuscule things, not just
No,
fucking
but
going
then he
to America.
crashed.
Let him fin- let's hear it. Come
Okay,
on.
come
Let-
on.
Just
tell us
saying,
this.
your Bill don't let me finish. A lot of people say that. He
Yeah,
tries to
because
talk
I
over
already
everyone
know
every
that
time.
whatever's going to spiel out next is just
No, it's not. It's quite
garbage.
serious because split second thing. You had one crash when I was in America, and then got injured from the crash. So then you didn't sign a contract the following year, which I ended up back in the World Championship, and then now you're here. Where if I didn't get an injury, so split second of crashing, then you end up doing well in America, staying in America. So like one small thing changes your career path, which is exactly what you
He's
said.
done a good job there,
Yeah,
Bill.
okay. Well,
No, exactly. I'd have more stories like
my
that.
counter
Building-
argument would be what was the split second thing would have been what was the cause
Alright,
of the
split
crash.
second thing is the cause of the crash. In the point that I'm making, his first race at Hangtown in 2010, I got past the first moto with half a lap to go. Poor Sale finished second. Second moto, I got hit on the start. My gear lever was bent in. I was stuck in third gear. I then crashed because I couldn't change, landed on my shoulder, and then sat out the whole season in America.
Okay,
Oh, so that's how long your shoulder's been injured for?
No, that was my riot. But that's a split session
So
decision.
the
So
split
again, another
second
good answer,
decision-
Bill. Just calm down. Just
No,
pipe down next
I
time.
feel like I've navigated you into the good answer. Well, I think it was a team effort.
No, I just selling my side. The split second makes a big difference. I could still be in America. Or
Yeah.
you could be
Better
here.
for
It ma-
everyone,
like
yeah.
imagine,
Yeah, but imagine
few
if you
years go
didn't
past.
go, you could have been a world champion.
Yeah, exactly. There's just
Jeffrey Erlins
So
could have
many
been
things.
no,
because he was
nothing
way
compared to Tommy
he was
Searle.
way after. So actually, the year I went to America, Bill, you were still a little nipper.
Who won the next year?
Marvin Musquin.
Marvin Musquin.
And he missed a round and he
So
started on a
Marvin
Honda.
Musquin never might have ended up
Yeah,
in
no.
America if he would have not gone
The
to
year
America.
before Musquin won and I went to America, I went 1-1 at the last round and lapped Musquin in both races. And the following year, he won the World Championship with missing 2 rounds and switching a bike.
Some
Katie.
people don't come back through it though. It's definitely shaped me as a person, like those massive setbacks, dealing with them.
No, it does. Makes a big difference.
Some people have a bad year and you don't see them again in sport, do you?
Yeah, like one career thing can mess their head up hugely.
Yeah, there's been riders I've disappeared from slopestyle and you think they just kind of had a bit of bad luck and they probably could have turned it around, but
Just
Oh,
didn't
you
stick
see
with
it in
it.
Yeah,
you see it in motocross all the time.
yeah, those things definitely keep you up at night. It sounds exaggerated, doesn't it? But thinking what
Ah.
if? The what ifs in sport are insane.
At the time when you have one of them moments, you just think everything's never going to be better.
Do you know what we always look at on the flip side of it is what me and Tommy said quite a bit now, like also at the same time, no one cares. Like you go to a
Yeah.
GP, someone wins, the race is over, and then you got 15th. No one really gives a fuck
No,
apart
only
from
you.
Yeah, like
And then next week you do it all again.
Yeah.
But then an injury, like you just, it's just I've had it so many times in my career. Everything's about the motocross your whole life, and you just think it's over, and you're every day trying to get better. But you think you're not going to sign a contract, especially if you're in a contract year. You just think, and then you try harder, and you get more setbacks. Difficult.
Second time I shattered my wrist, like the story I said when I got sponsored by Red Bull, and then at my second ever Crankworks in Rotorua, the one in New Zealand. It's always when I've been going my best in my career that it's all come to a complete halt. I tried to 720 a jump, which isn't 720able. It was way too big. But I was like having a mad moment in practice. I felt like I was winning practice.
just for why would it be too big? Would you spin too much?
It's like it was too fast. You took off at 30 mile an hour. I remember we got speed gun, and that's a fast jump. And to generate a carve, well, people do cork 720s now on the big jumps, which is a 360 backflip. But one of those flat spins, it's too fast. Well, your wheels are spinning too fast to make. Yeah, the gyroscopic effect. There's loads of reasons.
Okay.
Maybe one day they
That was a
will.
bit more technical than I was
Yeah.
expecting. I was just trying to give the non-mountain bikers a bit of context, but I think they've all just fell
Yeah.
off their seats. But anyway,
I mean, maybe someone would have done it, but it wasn't surprising that I crashed. And my mum and dad had flown out to New Zealand to like get involved and watch. And I remember like crashing down this landing, hitting my head a bit, and we're looking at my wrist, and the bone was like poking up. And I remember like I covered it with my cuff, got on my bike, like sat on it, held the bars, and rode down the side of the course, like pretending myself it was fine. I remember thinking, like, I'll be able to get away with this. I won't tell Red Bull.
everyone looks
Like, yeah.
everyone
coming
does the
out-
same, and it has gone.
And I went and sat next to my dad, white as a sheet, and he was like, "What, mate?" I said, "Yeah, I reckon I've broken my wrist, Dad. And I showed him, and he just like, he was a bit like me, he just went, yeah, that's it's broken, isn't it? And we like sort of stared off into the distance. I remember thinking, I'm not going to be able to get away with this. I'm going to have to tell everyone.
I remember I broke my wrist once, riding trials, and I came back to the van as after just a local club trial. I broke my wrist anyway. I came back to the van, parked my bike up, got in the back of the van. We're going home. Sat in the back of the van because I didn't want to see my dad around. I sat in the back of the van. I remember I had a watch on at the time, and I was just going, this hurts. I remember I took the watch off, and it just went boom. I went, oh no.
Yeah. And
then I still didn't tell him all the way home. Got home, went straight up to bed, straight into my bedroom, waited a few hours, and come downstairs. And I said to my mum, I've hurt my wrist.
I've done the
same. I think I need to go to hospital.
I done it in
got took to hospital, and then it was broke. And then in the end, no one actually cares. It was fine. I was only 12 as well at the time, so it wasn't like I was missing a world championship or something.
I done it, and that could have been the end of my mountain bike career, where it all went wrong, because I was going to a race, British Championship, leading the British Championship in the 125s.
Mountain bike, you said mountain bike.
No, yeah, I know, but listen. Fucking hell, you're doing a Billy Bolt here. Camper was all loaded up, because on Friday before Dad had come back from work, everything was loaded in motocross. You get a big camper as a kid, all loaded up, and I had these BMX jumps in the garden, and I think was on a mountain bike that day. And then it was like, you come down this little section, drop down, there was 1, 2, 4 big doubles. It got bigger as it went on. Anyway, I got to the last one. I've just dropped the front a bit early on my mountain bike, and then I've gone over the handlebars, put my wrist down, broke my wrist. But camper's all loaded anyway, so I've ran up. If you put your hand in hot water in a bath, it makes it feel better, doesn't it? Like every injury feels better in the bath. Yeah. So I've gone up, had a bath, got all the dirt off my face, got in the camper, climbed up to the bed, the front bunk, crying and that, but Dad still hadn't seen me. He's like, I've just got in. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Get to the race, go out in the morning and tell him, can't ride round, I broke my wrist. And then my dad never really said a lot anyway.
It's funny, we're all the same.
Everyone's the same. Yeah. And I've just actually thought I did it as well. I was at a European Championship in Norway, and then there was one the next weekend in Sweden, and we were in a camper, and I remember it was we stayed over at where the Norway one was to just practice through the week or whatever, and it pissed down all afternoon. And no one was out riding or whatever, and I was just bored. So I'm going riding, and everyone was, what are you doing that for? You're going to get your bike dirty, whatever. And did this 2 steps in a row, which I'd done for the last few days anyway in the dry, and was slippy, spun, crashed. And I remember my elbow went to the ground, and my hand was still on the handlebar, and it just crunched it back. And that was exactly the same. Instantly knew I was like, oh no, I'm in trouble here. Went back to the camper, parked the bike up, got changed, hid in the bed for a little bit, come out a few hours later, just going.
You just feel like a tit.
Yeah, I've got a story that could trump all of that.
Fucking really sore wrist.
What?
I've got a story.
I think I know it, but
I've got a story similar, but a lot better. I also did something similar at a place called Polesworth on an 85, and I didn't want to ride. I didn't like the track. So I rode past pit lane with the kill switch on, and my bike was going and then I came back and my dad stripped the whole bike, and I thought, nothing wrong with that bike, mate. I'm just being a little bitch.
Oh no.
What a fucking gimp you were.
What I mean.
I've lost an incredible amount of respect for you.
Yeah, probably I have. A lot of the viewers probably have as well. But yeah, I didn't. That was because I didn't like motocross. Enduro, I don't mind enduro.
Well, I just feel the pressure on that day, and you just thought,
I was going up the big hills. I was pretty shit. I was on a small wheel 85. It was my second ever race, and I just thought, I fucking hate this. So I just banged the kill switch on and just was a proper pussy. But
yeah, injuries. It's so funny that everyone just
I've never done that, actually. I've never made out there's a bike problem.
No, I don't think I have, to be honest.
My parents never pushed me to do mountain biking. They kind of probably were just like, I'll go on then. So it's not like getting injured they were going to be let down.
No,
I distinctly remember lying about hurt myself. When I broke my ankle, I knew I'd broken it when I did it, and then I rode back to the car. That's my old.
You have to ride back, don't you?
Yeah, but that was bad, and I had my ankle hanging off the side of the bike. You mean you've got to try and push it to the limit? I can ride on this thing.
No, but even any crash, I always think I need to just ride a little bit. I did my wrist before the second last round of Super Enduro a couple of years ago, and it hurt. But I felt like this hurts, but I think I'm going to be all right for the weekend. It was like the Wednesday or whatever. But I still went back out onto the track and purposely did a full lap and hit the jump I just crashed on. Just did one lap, that hurts, but I can ride, and put the bike in the van. Went home.
I caught my ankle on a tree stump rolling back to the car, and it span 180.
Oh, I mean,
I still remember walking into dinner and trying to doing normal steps when I got home for tea because I was scared. Scared my mum would say, like, do you need a lift to hospital? Like, what is the consequence? There's nothing, is there?
My mum
Why
and
do
dad
we
were
waste the time?
Similar to yours. We didn't know about motocross as a career. My dad or mum never, obviously mum never done it, but dad never was into bikes, so it was like we never knew it. So there was never any pressure. It's not like someone now that's...
I can understand why you wouldn't want to tell your mum or your dad you hurt yourself because they're going to be like crossed that you're not going to finish the series.
No, my mum and dad was never like that. But it's always the same now. Even you don't want to call your team manager and tell them you're injured or.
Yeah, I got told off at the weekend because I didn't tell Stan told the team manager I was having surgery and I didn't, and he told us off.
Do you boys have anything in your contract to say you can't do other sports? I guess yours is dangerous enough.
They do.
Yeah, mine's got a few things in.
Skiing was in I don't think mine is now.
So there's another question then, Matt. And Billy will probably be able to join in this because
he joins in them all. So
no, he does. But it's about
stop giving them ammunition to give a shit in the comments.
You definitely won't be able to join in because is this going to go clean over your head?
I'll look at
here it says opinions about Kieran Riley.
Oh yeah, BMX lad. Are you from proper Newcastle?
Yeah, of course I'm from proper Newcastle.
Yeah, but his accent's stronger than yours. I can understand you.
No, this is what happens when a Newcastle Toonian gets talking to another one. You can't hear a word.
Yeah, Kieran said this. Yeah, Kieran's if anyone doesn't know, he's a Geordie, real super talented BMXer. Got sponsored by Red Bull this year. He came to my compound twice. And both times did insane tricks. He landed a 720 double tail whip to bar spin, which no one's ever done.
Me and Ed watched it last night.
How cool!
I've never actually met him. I've met Ollie, the guy that films him.
Half the height of you.
That's what I said when Ed put it on. Like I followed him.
But it seems to work
since he was really young, probably 13 or something. Because he was always a little kid posting sick videos or whatever, and as a local lad or whatever, I was kind of.
I asked him if he wanted Kex, and he said no.
Yeah, I remember that. We kind of had that link, and then. And I've watched his videos and stuff before, and I never really noticed, but I watched yours, and last night with Ed, sat there, and you seen him stood next to Cade. Obviously, I've met Cade a few times, and I just went, fuck me, he's small in real life.
Yeah, it works for some reason. So good at spinning.
I'd never picked up on it, but
it's not like a derogatory thing. It's just interesting, isn't it? Like in sport, people are often tall or.
I can see why it works because he's always been spun fast. I can remember.
What impressed me most is no matter how late he bails or crashes or what position he gets in on my airbag, he'll always end up on his bum or back.
Really?
Even if that far from it, he's head first. He'll just do this weird spin and he'll find it. That's it on trampolining or something.
He lands well from a bail.
Yeah, he can learn a trick guaranteed in a day because he can try it as many times as he wants. It won't hurt him.
Yeah.
There's a perception of the airbag's safe, but that you can hurt yourself.
You can get right spot of bother on it.
Yeah. No, but he's a savage, to be fair.
He is.
My accent's gone a bit fucked. I've just spent that long travelling different places since I was a kid. Obviously,
when you ring your
South
dad.
African, but Ed fucking loves it when my dad phones us.
When he rings his dad or someone from near him, you just think, what on earth have you just said on the phone to him? You cannot understand them.
Yeah, I don't like it when people say my accent's gone muddled. But at the same time, it's just easier than everyone. What? You what? Just constantly repeating yourself. But
you can't go full Newcastle.
When I go home, fucking comes out proper
There's a question here where it's how did Matt meet Bill? But they met about an hour ago.
Yeah, about an hour ago.
Come through that door.
I can't remember my first kind of your videos I actually watched or when I first discovered it. It was a while ago, but I can't quite think when it would have been, to be honest. Normally
very memorable, clearly.
Yeah, it was. I remember Tom from back in his KTM days with his blue Alpine Stars kit.
You don't. You said that on another episode.
I do. Fucking.
Remember.
That's my.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you did say that was your.
That's
your
my
memory.
first time I can. Obviously, it was on TV, but I remember Tommy Searle. You were reading Dirt Bike Rider or whatever that year. It was blue Alpine Stars kit on your KTM. But yours, I can't quite figure when that'll have been it.
You're checking out your YouTube channel. Let's have a look.
He's just had a video go live 16 minutes ago.
I want to put.
Did you schedule mine?
I want to put.
No, I'll put yours out now.
Fuck! He forgot yours.
Fucking hell.
I'll do it right now. I wanted you to check it first.
I did check it. There was one bit you didn't. When I said I'll put that clip in. Now it's not there, but I don't really care.
Okay. Well,
doesn't matter. Put it on.
Why don't you answer this question while I put it on? It says, "Who do you look up to more, Billy, Ed, or Tommy?"
Me, I'm the tallest.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah, physically, Bill. I don't know. You, Ed.
No, I knew you were going to say that.
Send me a picture, please.
You guys would be lost without Edward, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. Bill would survive better than I would.
Earlier on I was chatting to Ed, and you just look up from your phone and go, "We got that video going live tonight, Ed." Ed went, "Yep." You got a photo of anything I can post to go with it? Yeah. Can you send that my way and I'll post it? Yeah.
Well,
what caption for it, Ed? Yeah, Tom.
What
you just need the passwords.
I don't even get involved.
What
now.
do you reckon is the most contribution Tommy's ever done to one of his videos, Ed? Like, as a percentage wise?
What's the most contribution
he's ever give? Like, obviously they're about him, so you've got to give him a certain amount of percentage because it's his name.
The early ones.
It's his name and he's talking and stuff. But the early ones were very narrated, just to say this, say that, do this. At least you've got the spiel now.
Ed could basically just put them out now. Like, I don't change anything.
What do you want on a title, by the way, quickly? Super Enduro round 1.
Yeah, Super Enduro.
I did a win.
Round 1, I did a win. That'll do.
Right, there we go.
Wonderful.
Bear with.
Polish fans like it.
Is this how unpolished you are at YouTube? Or are you a bit more polished? Because we're fucking rough at it.
Nah, you're good
Similar.
at it. It's all a bit, you're winging it all the way.
You've got to write something and press go, haven't you? You've got to say something.
At the end of the day, anything's better than nothing, innit?
Yeah, and
that's
you guys
literally
have
the
all
philosophy.
found this. Some videos you don't give two shits about, and you think, well, no, that's not true. But you don't like. You're not passionate about the story. You just see what happens. You're going to press record. We're at a bike park. Enough's enough. This will be good. Some of them you start planning weeks in advance. You book flights. You do it all. You think this is going to be the best video. It's all going to, and the one you weren't interested in does better.
And like also even
when
just
you
editing it, you're like you've thought about the whole video. That's going to lead into that. I'm going to do this transition. I'm going to make a time lapse here. Spend hours and hours doing it, and then no one gives a shit. Whereas you post a continuous 15-minute GoPro clip, and they just go, "Wow, that's amazing."
And it's because we all live and breathe these sports and this lifestyle, and it's all we know and understand. So we can't see it through someone else's lens. So what we think is a good, exciting, different day isn't. It's just unusual for us, but to the person who's watching it and all those people,
they like what you do.
Wow.
The opposite.
I put your video out 1 minute ago, and the first part of it was the giveaway, and all it is Billy win.
That was very clever when I
did that at the start of the video.
Yeah. So now
I wonder if they'll watch the rest.
That was
it's a good video.
If it was a good vid, then you're fine.
I used my noggin.
It was clever with that one. I'm pleased I left you in charge to finish it. To be honest, that worked out quite well.
Yeah, that was our first collab edit. Billy started it, I finished it.
No, you've done loads of them, haven't you?
What are we giving away today?
I bladed it
Gazebo.
up.
Oh yeah, gazebo. How
in my vlog,
they just have to comment on this video.
I'm giving away a number board that says 57 with a 1 in front of it. If you watch the vlog, you get the gist. But I had to sign a load of them to give out for people at the factory, and I stole one and said I'm going to give this away in the vlog. So then I brought it home, and if you want to win that, you can go and watch my video and subscribe while you're there.
No, if you give me a picture,
does he want a picture?
Have you sent one or not?
No, it's on Lightroom still.
Of you on your trials bike?
He's even putting it through Lightroom, Tom.
What's Lightroom?
Talk us through a little bit more YouTube, because I think it's quite an interesting story for these two boys. You and Ben, do you concept a few things or contracted to do anything, or
no contracts?
Do you think things work better than others?
We've had a month off, we've had a week off. Like sometimes we'll do 4 videos in a week. There's nothing, there's no agreement, there's no formula. But I've definitely learned that if you shouldn't force it. Like last month I've done 3 videos a week, and that meant driving around, building stuff, doing a lot. But I'd never do 3 videos in a week if number 3 was definitely going to be shit. I just wouldn't. I've learned, like, if you've got an inkling, like when we meet up and we film and Ben gets the camera out, I sometimes say to him, this is going to be a rubbish video, and then we'll go home.
What, and you don't even do it?
Yeah, we don't. I don't want to put out how many bad videos do you put out until people say
Bill's done like fucking loads.
This is what I was saying. I have watched your channel, Billy, and I'm thinking you need to hear this.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for letting us know.
No, I like mine. Bill's come up on repeat because Alf likes watching GoPros now. So there's one Bill does is 50 minutes GoPro through sea to sky, and I know the race now because I've watched it. It's been on like 4 times, and it's 50 minutes GoPro, but a different sport. Enduro riders really like watching the GoPro.
Yeah, well, to me, I would never sit and watch 50 minutes GoPro, but then you look at like Mario's channel, there's videos that are like 400,000 views of an hour long of GoPro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I would never sit and watch it, but at the same time, I feel like Graham's got millions on videos that are 2 hours of just GoPro.
They're the sorts of videos, if you go for like a beer in Albania, it'll be on in a bar.
Yeah, well, I went...
Loop. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah. Bit less bizarre, but like I went to a motorbike shop the other day, and they've got like a TV screen in there, and Graham's GoPro on from Tong a couple of years ago was on there, and like... I would never sit and watch it on YouTube, but it was on, and I'm like, fuck me, I'm sat entertained by this. Like, the track looks quite good. That was a good move, and like, so I guess someone has a use for it. That's why I just think anything is better than nothing at the end of the day. Like,
we're multitasking here. Let's see if he's happy with this picture I've sent him.
I'll do it.
Give her a bit of the.
Is that a main?
Yeah, well, either one, however you want it.
Give her a bit of. Tell her how the trials day went, Tommy. That's what's just come out on Tommy's channel now, by the way. Tommy went trials riding, which I'm very pleased I wasn't in attendance for, because I think I'd have been irritated from start to finish.
Yeah, you would have hated me on my trials.
But
So anyone that's watched the vlog...
Why don't you do that quickly, because you...
No, I can do both.
Well, go on then.
Anyone that watched the vlog... I can't do
I was
both.
going to say, that was very ambitious.
Let me just copy and paste. I can't multitask.
Just on the link on it.
No, you carry on, you boys. I'm sure.
Well, you're meant to be talking about your trials day.
Just carry on with your trials day, and then I'll carry on.
Now let's talk about Matt's motorcycle experience. Other than not TTRs, other than KLX 110s.
I just like pit bike.
Is that all you like? Have you ever ridden
have one.
motocross?
Yeah, I had an RMZ with a 4-stroke Yamaha be an RMZ. Suzuki. It was yellow. It was yellow.
Suzuki.
An RMZ. See, I'm already expressing my lack of knowledge. I had one of them, a 2011. So someone told me that's good because it's fuel injected.
2011 fuel injected Yam. I don't think it would have been for 2011.
Not why. RMZ. Yellow.
2011 seems a long time ago to be fuel injected. We need Bill for his master. Don't worry about the door, Bill.
I'm pretty sure it was. Anyway, it was cool. When I went to a few tracks, and I really liked it. I actually loved it. But it's so hard. It's so physical.
Yeah,
I was riding my bike a lot, my push bike, and I had no strength or the right muscles for that sport.
Don't you find though?
But it's a lot of admin, motocross.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe how much effort it takes to just be on a bike on a track.
Yeah.
Like you had to get up at 5:30 in the morning. It felt like at 10 a.m. I might have a chance of doing one lap, then getting arm pump, and then I miss the rest of the 20 minutes that my group are allocated. And then I watch kids go out, good guys go out, and then I get my chance again, get arm pump. Can't ride.
Load it all back in the van and then go and do hours of jet washing.
You actually used to go to practice tracks and ride?
Yeah.
On
I
what
did a
bike
bit
was
of
that?
it.
Sorry, I was
like
that
at
sound
Chippenham,
down
like
trying to do
is it Wild Tracks?
Yeah.
Chippenham, I went there, Mildenhall, a few others for maybe 18 months. And then KTM, weirdly, because I guess I started getting a few followers on Instagram, gave me a brand new 250F.
Oh, bloody hell.
Would you call it a 250F
Yeah,
4-stroke?
yeah.
And I preferred my yellow one. I don't know why. It was too good. It was like so new and fast. And
Oh, you really like the old hanging bike?
yeah, I think so.
Well, you had a Suzuki
Well, maybe I
250F.
just used to it. Yeah. Yeah.
Ali
I mean, it was amazing.
Must have been the difference.
I think I was scared to crash it and break it too. But yeah, it wasn't mine. I liked having my own motocross bike. It was a cool thing to have. But then you got to pull over. You load the van. You got to pull over, get it out, pressure wash it. Because I didn't have a pressure washer at home. At Shell, put 40 quid through one of them.
A lot more maintenance involved in
Oh my
motocross
God.
bikes, to be fair.
Yeah, we went to
mountain bikes are the best for that.
to Dovey, Diffie, whatever it's called. We went there obviously when you were there that muddy day. Come home, quick jet wash, bikes are done. Lovely jubbly.
Yeah, but you got once you set up.
But
with
yeah, but
motocross,
if that was motocross, you'd be jet washing.
but then you
for
got
hours.
oil filter and that stuff.
Yeah,
going
mountain
in a
bikes
horse.
are considerably less.
But the next
Less
level is you
stressful.
could have a horse, and then you got to clean it out, feed it.
Yeah, fuck horses.
Yeah,
I've
hard work.
started riding horses this year. It's good crack.
Hard work.
Oh, no way.
It's hard work.
My sister used to have horses. Fuck that.
And I won't let anyone
What
say,
a
I
job.
bet it's easy. The horse does all the work.
No,
When
I've
you
tried
ride
to
it,
what,
it's
just
so
the
hard.
riding?
Oh, it's so hard.
I've tried to jump a horse once because, well, I had a ride on it and I said I want to do a jump. So I was getting the person was pulling us along on the reins. Said just the horse will do it, and it would just stop every
Yeah.
time. And the physical strength to just stay on the fucking thing after
Exactly.
it quickly
You ride a powerful motocross
hit brakes, and I'm going, oh, okay, hell. And then eventually, the one time it did jump over, I fucking shit myself
It's
when it
so
took off.
gnarly.
It's fucking. And the
I've
jump,
never rode one.
It's
the jump
gnarly.
the jump wasn't even 2 foot high.
My sister had them, and I'd refuse to get on one.
Stupid things. Don't
The
know
thought
why.
of not being in control. I don't even
Yeah.
like roller coasters. Not even joking. Don't ride roller coasters because you're just not in control.
Right.
Or trials bikes.
I'm going
You'll get
to...
on a plane
What about airplanes or buses?
several times a year.
No, aeroplanes are right.
Because you're in full control of that, aren't you?
Don't
Yeah.
go
Go on,
upside
Ed.
down.
I'm going to revert to a couple more questions and then we'll wrap it up because I know you've got to get on your way, Matt. They want to know what's happened to the Stink E.
Oh, that electric hanging
That
bike.
was a
Yeah, I
good
must
one.
have a thing for hanging bikes.
Yeah,
The
your
suspension
KLX
on
was
that is like
hanging
a
as
pogo
well.
stick. Yeah, Ed
I
sorted it out.
enjoy shit like that. I like riding fucking bits as I'm mangles. I'm like,
Yeah, it was
610.
funny. A mate sent me that. We were in a WhatsApp group and someone said, "Look at this bike. It's horrendous." And everyone was just laughing at it. And then I, like behind everyone's back, went and bought it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was 1,100 quid.
Was it?
Load, yeah, but it seemed like such a good idea at the time. And the bloke who sold it to me was quite proud of it.
And he'd made it himself, hadn't he? Or something?
Yeah, he's like a battery engineer at Oxford Uni, real clever American guy, who weirdly texted me last week saying, "How are you getting on with the e-bike?"
No way.
Oh, you've
Yeah.
got to get him on the channel. Imagine getting him on talking him
yeah.
through it.
Does,
In a
does
lab
he,
coat.
does he know like about the channel?
He
and the
must do.
video?
And if he
He's
does,
got-
because why would he text? I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe he's seen it and he's like, "I'm going to send him an innocent text." How are you getting on with it?
Yeah, it's a piece of shit and it don't work.
What, you've slagged it off on your channel?
Well, it doesn't need slagging off. It's an unreal monstrosity, but it's
Oh,
great
is it?
for insane comedic value. And me and my brother,
Can you jump stuff on it?
Well,
it crabs up. There's so much flex in it. It like crabs up a takeoff. So you can't. You could point it exactly straight up a lip, but you cannot guarantee
This is such a good video,
what
John.
20
Yeah.
square
Oh,
feet
I've
you'll
watched-
land
the
I've
in.
one with
watched that
Jono's a
video.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
go around
absolute
that
random
corner
where you'll
jump.
land. Yeah, and Jono like tried to steer left on it, and it went right into the
Yeah,
trees.
no, I have watched that
and
one.
that's
That was
a
funny.
genuine. He was giving it his best.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, it's rear wheel steer that's unknown.
That's mint.
Real wheel steer.
That is mint.
You're scrolling a lot. Are there that many questions?
There's so many. There's
Oh, they're
also
fucking
one.
massive.
Go us.
Popular.
There's one here from Ben Grist. I don't know if you know him, but he says, "How's it feel to work with Benjamin Grist? Does he feel lucky?"
We've already touched
Ben
on that.
feel
You've
lucky?
picked
Yeah,
him
he's
right
having
up,
a-
haven't you?
Or do I feel lucky?
No, he's having a plug.
I
I'll tell
feel
you
like
what. Talking
the
of
luckiest
plugs,
guy ever.
let's have a plug / talk to us about how Helfare came along, how it started, how you do it, how you manage it, how many orders you have to pack, because that's a job and a half.
Yeah, you'll know that with Kex.
It's painful.
We started in 2019 as a clothing brand only. But when I say clothing, I mean it's very much morphed into a mountain bike apparel brand. But it was t-shirts, hoodies. We just wanted to. Ben's a businessman. He had a watch company when he was younger. That was his first like entrepreneurial thing when he left school, and I was riding bikes. And he told me about the watch thing, and I was well interested in it. I even thought about doing something similar myself, but he kind of told me, "Matt, everything you do is fairly uncool. So if you're gonna start a brand, I'll happily help." And he actually the name Helfare Ben already had, and he had the Instagram handle and helfare.com.
Oh, wow. It was a big part.
Yeah. So yeah, which is undeniably a huge part, and I loved the name. Like I was so into it. I thought we can do anything with that. We can mould it, shape it. It's not a word in the dictionary. Even having a word that's not a word will rank higher on Google. There were so many benefits to it, and I like really said we should run with this. And we actually took ages then to do anything proper, but it was at the point we decided, I'm a mountain biker. Let's make it a mountain bike apparel brand. And Ben actually wasn't that keen on that. I think he had a vision of it being like purely casual and almost fashion, which I get. But I think we're both so stoked that we've like anchored it to a niche and this industry where people enjoy my videos that we make together, and then we've got the clothing brand that we do together, and it all feeds into the same like rad thing. But it's been busy. The last year we've had some massive nights where we drop a whole range of stuff, and we've done like thousands of orders in one evening, and then we've got to get them out within 3 days.
Yeah, it's good. It's impressive. Very
all night.
impressive.
And it's just me, Ben, and Ben's younger brother Tom that do it. So when the three of us are packing orders, listening to like 3 hour long drum and bass mixes, you get through them. But there's no shortcuts, is there? You still have to go and get a hoodie and a jersey and a beanie, check the sizes, check the colours, put them in a bag, sign the cards.
Yeah, I did that with Tommy. Tommy helped me pack some orders and fucked quite a lot of them up, so he's now been fired.
No, not allowed in the stock room now.
So yeah, that was similar.
Right, so
but
It's cool. I've loved it.
we're both sat there saying, "Tommy, you're not doing this properly. Please pay more attention." No, I'm doing it. And then lo and behold, of the 10 orders he packed, 6 of them or 8 of
we
them.
was actually filming the order.
And I'm literally stood there
have a video of it.
watching him go, "You're not doing
Evidence.
it. You're not doing it right. You're not actually checking them." And he's going, "Yeah, I am."
I thought I was trying.
My brother said to me
Easy to make a mistake.
about a year ago, he said, "Matt, I remember when you and Ben started Helfare, you saying to me," so I said to him that how did I word it? Apparently I said, I can't wait one day I can't imagine the feeling of seeing someone wearing your product who you don't know. And I remember the first time it happened, I was at a bike park and someone had a green Helfare jersey on. I had no idea who they are, and it was really, really
It's cool, isn't it? I've seen that at some of the races when people wear Keck stuff.
Yeah.
You just think...
It's amazing.
But yeah, it's definitely good. So what's the end goal or the next goal with Helfare?
Keep going with the mountain bike stuff. We're doing trousers, which we spent months and months on. I reckon they'll be available March time. Gloves, just the full, keep it like that. And then with our casual stuff, hoodies and things, we're going to put more time. We are putting loads more time into it, but make it all cooler, better fit, everything. We're working flat out.
And that is to be just sold only by you, or are you going to stock it in shops, or?
We'll probably stay direct.
Yeah.
I'm part of Brink Bike Shop. We're going to get some in there so that people can see it on hangers and try it on. That's pretty cool. I think there's a massive benefit to that. And touch and feel. It's all tactile products, isn't it? And we've got a new sponsorship signing, start of January.
That was the question, actually.
Oh, really? I'm not going to disclose it because it's such massive news. I'm going to save that for my podcast.
Is it actually
it's not Tommy's service?
Is it a big...
Is it a racer? Is it a...
Racer / yeah, quite close to home, actually. He is.
I think I can guess.
Fair enough.
Can you?
Is he a Jones?
No,
you
can't giving it away.
Could be. No, we're doing loads of stuff next year.
Cool. Well, that'll be exciting. And if any one of our viewers that haven't heard of you, which obviously you will because it's a massive name, where do they go and get all this apparel?
Helfare.com.
Which is spelt
Helfare. Can I? It says it on my hoodie here.
Yeah.
Can I plug these?
Yeah, you can also plug them.
So me and Edward have known each other a while, and I've been aware of Kecks, and we talk a lot of business stuff. We compare Helfare and Kecks, similar age companies, similar target audience, similar. We buy from the same part of the world. We do it all in the same way. Yeah, and we've come up with a signature pair of Matt Jones pants.
Let him have a look.
Yeah, we've got a Matt Jones pair of pants that are coming out on Kecks at some point.
Which you weren't. Were you sold straight away on the idea of the bullseye on the crop?
Yeah,
it's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, I like them.
There they are.
So this pair here is meant to match Matt's jump bike colour scheme and Matt's...
It was for the Design and Conquer one, wasn't it? That green.
Yeah.
There's a bullseye smack bang in the middle there.
That was all he said.
When you fill them out well, it lines up. And then I said to Ed, should we put bullseye on the back as well? And you said, no, you should probably leave that.
I said,
Yeah. It's got an MJ down there, which is the same MJ's on my helmet. Is there one on this? Let's look.
What's MJ stand for?
So yeah, everything matches up.
There we go.
So
was that trick? I can't tell you if it's a trick question, MJ.
You can never tell with him if it's a trick question.
Design me a logo.
He's a fucking idiot.
To be fair,
they're cool, aren't they? When are they coming out, Ed?
Think what is the logo?
They are going to come out.
Should we do it like next week or soon? After Christmas? Before Christmas?
I think after Christmas.
Yeah, let's do it in the New Year.
Because we've got to get Billy's merchandise drop out of the way.
That's coming very soon.
I like the colours.
I'd imagine about similar time as podcast.
Well, actually, your BB57 pair of pants is getting launched as well because you've got your own pair of Kecks. That's coming with
my merch.
That's coming with your merch.
Oh, big week for Bill then. Fucking rolling it in for Christmas.
I need merch. Anyone listens to this wants to design me a logo and to put on my merch, just write in the comments and just hit me up, send me a logo or something. Not a shit one.
He's feeling so
just
left
everyone's
out.
got merch. Ed's got Kecks, Bill's got BB, Matt's got MJ.
What about your sticker company? Get that plugged on.
Nah, your backyard. You can design some stickers, but I want some merch. Really, that's what
my
I
sister actually needs some new stickers. She had a rear fender snap.
You're joking?
Yeah, my dad's phoned us 3 times in the last week.
I'll tell you what, they're that good. She could probably peel it off her old one and stick it on the new one.
But I think what's happened is it's peeled off and it's got shit on it, so only half of it's going to stick. So my sister needs a new one. If is that possible? Do we have budget?
No, we have budget. Yeah, there's plenty. I need riders actually to wear the product.
Okay.
To use the product. So there's budget.
Oh, that's good.
I'll just use your link and get some new ones sent right out.
Why don't you make Matt a nice set for with Helfare on for his mini bike?
Yeah, I can do that. That's nice.
KLX 110 Helfare backyard design.
It's good. Yeah.
Go on, lad.
Or Matt could design them himself due to the online configurator.
Yeah, the online configurator is quite good. You can design them yourself. But less about that.
Must remember.
Right. Well,
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap that up. The giveaway from Factory Image Racing, we've decided is going to be a gazebo, which will hopefully benefit some mountain bikers, and it'd be cool if a mountain biker wins that. So all you got to do is comment on this YouTube video.
Fuck him. I hope an enduro rider wins.
I don't know what you should comment.
Team enduro.
Comment something.
Matt's had enough. He's doing a Tommy.
Yeah, Matt's off.
Where did you get your shoes?
From the shop.
Matt's worse than me. He's up and out of it.
He's gone.
Yeah, Matt's gone. Right. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this one. Stay tuned for everything Helfare, Kex, Factory Image Racing, Backyard Design,
Bullseye pants.
Bullseye Pants, and we will see you on the Christmas special.